So, y'all, I know it's been a while. I know I didn't announce. I know all that, right? And it looks like I'm not gonna get no better at this shit. I've been contemplating whether or not I was gonna come on here and fuck with y'all today. Pretty much all day. I was gonna do this shit yesterday, but I was like, you know what? These niggas out here, trying to be lovey dove and, celebrate their little shit. And I didn't want to get in nobody's way, right? Like, I tried to stall everybody out. I could have did this shit yesterday, but I was like, yeah, I just chilled and smoked and just took my ass to sleep and shit, right? But I figured I would come in here and we'll get it in a little bit tonight. No announcement. I'll give people time to get in here. Y'all know how we do it over here. First and foremost, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, third. Now, what I'm gonna do, give people a little time. So I'm gonna play a song. Y'all know how we get down. I promised y'all last time I went live that I would be on camera this time. I got you. I remember I told y'all that shit, but I'm gonna let the sound or let the music play first. Y'all let me know if y'all can even hear the music and everything. So I'm gonna play that and give people some time. Then we can just gonna get it in. Y'all know how we do. Okay. Y'all can hear that, right?
Yeah, I gotta be king of this shit. All my verses like paying a pig. All my verses they came with a brick. Say he real, but that ain't who he is. He gonna tell if he facing a tip. Eating good, left the waiter a tip. Now you gotta come and pay me, little bitch. On the strip and get the waviest bitch. Tell them niggas I can never be number two. Cause they know I came with the shit. I'm from where niggas die over necklaces. Unfortunate chain of events. Niggas thinking, but he's saying your friend. Life's a movie, I ain't changing the script. Nigga playing, then we laying them stiff. Mama told you not to play in cement. Pinky ring bling and say it again. House money, but I pay up the rent. Granny told me I should pay off the sins. Flow killer at the seance again. I just let him lie. I don't tell my side for the truth, always pay out the win. Granny told me I should pray and repent. Self awareness ain't no way I'm offended. Niggas, you crazy. I don't care about what you're talking, cause I love me to me. I don't care about what you're talking, cause I love me to me. Bitch, I know my got family money in that water. Never hating, that's how I was brought up. Got family money in that water. Please don't be no hater, yeah. I gotta be king of this shit. Life's a bitch and I came in that bitch. Love the money escaping your hitch. Nigga, watch where you aiming that shit. I'm from where they believing in God, but they not even saying a kiss. All that beef and music to my ears, so don't think I'm unable to rip. Fuck around and your pay gon' get shipped. We were poor and unable to get it. All this presents, I came with a gift. I don't let them play with my spirit. About to place me a ring on the missus. Gotta watch what you say with your lips. Little niggas sleep on your back. Get out of place and these niggas gon' trip, nigga. I don't care about what you're talking, cause I love me to me.
Y'all hit that like button anyway here.
I don't care about what you're talking, cause I love me to me. Bitch, I know my work.
Nick, grandma said come in the motherfucking house. She not fucking playing with you. Get your stupid ass in the motherfucking house. Boy, this my last time telling you. She not motherfucking playing. I don't see no smirk on her face.
Yeah. I'm from the trenches, I got some habits to kick. I'm better when back to the fence. Penny for thoughts, but I do not have any sense. I'm there when the package come in. Bitch, I'm big ballin'. I use two hands when I piss. These niggas don't stand when they piss. House full of coke, house full of pussy, that salmon and grits. I'm back to business, I'm 101. I do not flatter the trends. The back in the back of the
We about to start. Y'all hit that like button.
While they jamming the prince. I hang with the sharks, I dap up the fish. Put cheese on your head like a pack of little bitch. Class is dismissed, I planned all this shit. These niggas is wildin'. The grill on the Bentley is smiling. This must be what happiness is. They say revenge is a magical bitch. The people applaud, the past is rich. My youngin' shooter, that's family tradition. She fought with the G's, her panties gon' drip on behalf of the drip. When they fallin' short, I added the difference. Now average, I'm gifted, a savage addiction, a savage addiction. Yeah, I'm from the dirt, like Comet and Tub. Ajax on the dishes, ain't cut from my cloth. My
Yeah.
is different. Imagine me tripping. Your life is no joke, but I'm laughing at niggas. They trash, I don't get it. They clock keep on ticking. We poverty stricken. Half on the baby, you gotta be kidding. Let's probably get shipping. Niggas should run, always 100, but I wish you love, peace and forgiveness, bitch.
Okay. We done gave people enough time. We about to go. About to go. Yeah, we about to go. Y'all can hear me clearly and everything. Somebody give me confirmation that I'm sounding clear before we get it in this evening. Well, tonight. That's actually night. It's about damn near 9 o'clock over here. KC, what up? Shawnee, Mike, Memphis, Xander. Man, mad love to everybody that's here. Again, y'all hit that like button for me. I just want to talk about, as you can see, I just want to talk about what the fuck going on out here. I do want to address something first before we even get started here. If you watching the playback, hit the like button for me, right? Let me know, at least, somebody hearing what the fuck I be talking about. I be trying to tell everybody what's going on out here. People hard of hearing, and black folk hard-headed as hell. Y'all already know that. So follow me on social media. I be posting on there pretty much on a daily basis on my Instagram, Facebook. My Twitter game is still trash as fuck, but I do post on Instagram and Facebook pretty regularly. So, follow me, friend me, whatever the fuck on there. Send me messages. I be getting a lot of messages. Mad love to you to send me messages of encouragement. Keep pushing on, telling me to get my ass on this live. You need this message. Mad love to all y'all. You bitch made hating motherfuckers. I understand, all right, that some people gonna be mad as fuck at whatever I gotta say. And I got a message the other day like, who the fuck you think you is, just sitting around telling black people what they need to do, calling black people coons. Look, here's let me clear this up because I don't want to get other messages like this, like there's some mistake on how I view myself or what I think about myself. All I know is I ain't no coon. Okay? I know I'm not seeking white acceptance. I'm not looking to be pat on the head by white folk. I'm not out here living my life to gain their special attention. That's what I know for a fact. Okay? And that is the perspective in which I speak from. Not that I'm better than you. All right? Not that I'm better than you. I'm just not a motherfucking coon. All right? And if that makes you mad, you probably shouldn't be following somebody that gets into this business the way I do as far as how we out here cooning. All right? That's just what the fuck be going on out here. And I speak on when I see self-hating motherfucking black people. I speak on that. We deal with that. We call them what they are. It just is what it is. I'm no coon. That's it. All right. And I know without us differentiating ourselves between the self-hating, white begging, white pleasing niggas, if we don't create some separation between the two of us, there's going to be problems here. I think that you must create that separation, and a diagnosis said, such as calling somebody a coon, it just differentiates. Okay, we not the same. Okay, we not the same. The way you think is not the way I think, and particularly when we talking about would be pro-black militancy, a lot of people ain't fucking with that, and that's okay. And you got to be okay if you walk in this path that way. You got to be okay with that, all right? But I know we can't build a culture on the backs of those who invite motherfuckers to cookouts, okay? Culture can't be built on the backs with most of us inviting other people in to cookouts just if they can cut a rug for a minute or two, okay? I know you can't build a culture on that, okay? Your culture, the one you have now, is too easily infiltrated. I feel like we need to build a culture on Black Pride. I'm going to say it every time because I don't want there to be any confusion about what I'm doing, okay? I'm not telling you I'm coming out here to build a school and buy up this land so we can. No. I ain't said none of that. What I said was, I'm going to show you how to not be a coon and be okay. Okay? Being a coon myself, I'm trying to show you how you can get to this point where you're not really thinking about white folk and what the fuck they talking about. You're not even letting other coons disrespect you and your blackness or your would-be pro-blackness, and particularly when we in this so-called Black History Month. Now, we know that based on black culture, Black History Month extends in February. This is the month the white man and his mama gave black people to celebrate themselves in whatever way that we felt like we wanted to, right? A part of black culture is only celebrating yourself when you are allowed to do so by the white man and his mama. Again, you can't have a culture when you can be told when to celebrate yourself. You cannot have a culture that way. You can talk about black culture and blackity black this, and you can do all of that, but you can't have a culture when you are basically given permission to celebrate yourself. And outside of that, you don't really say much of anything. Too scared to say anything due to all of these consequences that may befall upon you if you decide to stand on truth. Stand on what's real. Do not allow people to tell you that you're complaining. You're simply observing, speaking on an observation that you're making about racism out here as you exist as a black man or woman, as you may have black children. There's nothing wrong with speaking about the history. That is not you whining. That's not you begging, because nobody says that to the so-called Jew. Not only will society tell you to shut the fuck up, racism is over, we've moved past, remember Obama, we letting y'all fuck white bitches now, so, you know, everything should be cool, right? You do not have to fall for that. Because the Holocaust took place over a span of 4 years. They can talk about that whenever the fuck they want to. Nobody tries to shame them for it. Nobody says anything to them about it. Another so-called Jew will not look at another so-called Jew and tell them they talking about it too much. Move past that. You will not hear that from other Jews. This is something that took place over the span of 4 years. Your mistreatment took place over the span, well, just the chattel slavery alone, 240 years. That's just the chattel slavery alone. The anti-blackness that took place even after you were so-called freed from these plantations, the Jim Crow laws, the systemic racism, the mistreatment, the inhumane treatment, that's continued on to this day, right? Stop letting people shame you. I see a lot of people doing that. And we in so-called Black History Month, they done told y'all can celebrate, so y'all able to go out here and do some research and look up your facts and don't have to be so scared to present them, since white man and his mama told you can celebrate now, right? 4 years. They can talk about their shit whenever they get ready. Nobody gonna tell them to shut up about it. No other Jew's gonna do that work. Society's not gonna do that work. You let motherfuckers tell you to get over your shit. Not only based on the fact that this shit is still happening. You see the remnants of racism and these systemic practices that are anti-black and how it affects black people. You're supposed to ignore all of that, bootstraps, right? And keep going. You can't build a culture if you're ashamed to speak true about your history. You don't get to have a culture, black people. I'm sorry. It can't be hip hop. I keep trying to tell y'all this. You don't get to have a culture if you're going to keep letting motherfuckers tell you to be quiet. And then you'll have other black people, you know, feed into this shit and they telling you to shut up too. Because you begging, you crying, you complaining. Do you notice that nobody else has to listen to those things about their history other than you? You notice that? Now, your shit took place the longest. They get to treat you like that and give you a fucking month to talk about it in peace. And you accept that. You don't get to have a culture. Okay? Let's imagine there are rules to having a culture. You don't get to have a culture like this. Okay? That's just what I believe based on what I'm seeing. And then when you have the men in the community still begging the white man and his mama for recognition, acceptance, approval, i.e. what Jay-Z just did at this Grammys. Now see, black people don't understand when we present, this is one of the richest black men in the country. Okay? Y'all tell me constantly that black people must coon to secure bags. And I always want to know, well, when do you stop? Okay? Between him and his wife, they're, you know, at least got $1 billion between them. Okay? I'm not really trying to full-blown pocket watch, but what I'm trying to figure out is how this man gets up on this stage And it's mad because Beyonce didn't win Album of the Year. A cave bitch won it, and Taylor Swift. Now, y'all look, I don't know what the hype is about Taylor Swift. I'm not the type of person that will look at somebody white and tell them that they don't have talent just because they're white. Okay? That's not who I am. If you have a talent, regardless of whatever the fuck race you are, I'll acknowledge your talent. I don't see the hype behind Taylor Swift outside of her being white, in which case that is the masses. That makes up most people here. Okay? Now, black people have been complaining about these Grammys forever. I mean, since I can remember, somebody's always getting snubbed. Somebody's always not being recognized the way that they should be, according to black people. The Oscars, the same thing. I remember one year when they was doing the Oscar So White situation. Okay, this is back before Will Smith slapped the shit out of a motherfucker. Him and his wife was running a campaign mad about the fact that Will Smith he didn't win or wasn't nominated, I think, for the movie about CTE, I believe. It was some movie Will Smith had done. And they was mad about that. The Oscars was even so white. Okay? When you have the richest amongst you, you're supposed to be able to reach a certain amount of money. At least this is what I'm told, that you are free to say whatever the fuck you want. Concussion. Mad love to Tyrone. Concussion was the movie Will Smith was in. When the richest amongst you can't sit their asses down somewhere, boycott for what they believe in, take themselves out of the spaces, create their own space because they have the money to do so. Again, this is what I'm told. Why then would you have one of the richest black men in the country on stage talking about his wife not winning a Grammy for the best album of the year? Now, that's outside of the fact that the album was trash, Jay-Z. Outside of that fact, why are you still begging? Why are you still begging? When the men amongst us is still begging, you don't gotta beg. You can go get you that brunch y'all be having, get all them niggas up at the brunch, and go have your own black award show. You can set it up however you want. You can have the public vote. You can have, a committee come in and vote for it. Whoever the fuck you choose, you get to do whatever the fuck you want at that moment. Because that's all the Oscars is white folk that got together, put their money together, and decided to run this shit. That's all they did. Nothing magical happened here. But then y'all want to tell me or try to convince me that Jay-Z is pro-black. He's just a spook who sat by the door. This man's still getting on TV begging, and black people getting out here giving him standing ovations, understanding where the fuck he coming from. I don't understand where Jay-Z coming from. I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me. When black men are out here still begging, you rich as fuck. What you begging for? I thought money was freedom. Except when you black, right? It must be. We don't even got the pride enough in ourselves to say, fuck them awards, fuck what they talking about, and just go do our own thing with all that money. Rock Nation brunch. Get your people together. You, T.I. them, your wife. She can get her people. They worship her as the queen. Everybody in the industry worships y'all as the king and queen. Well, get your people together then. You don't get to have a culture still begging to be accepted into other people's culture. You don't get to do that. Once you have a culture, what it does is it wraps your people in sort of like a fucking force field or something. Okay? And then you got mom and dad teaching the culture to the children, and the culture's passed down and so on and so forth through generations, right? We not doing that. There is no protection around our people. None. Because we too busy trying to get accepted. There were too many black people who understood where Jay-Z was coming from instead of looking at Jay-Z like, nah, bro. Not saying that some people didn't look at this boy like, nah, bro. But a lot of people understood where he was coming from. Oh, he's standing up for his wife. They standing on business. Like, y'all know niggas like. They standing on business. It's like, how are you standing on business at the white folk door, beating that bitch down, and the white folks sitting on the other side looking through the peephole, looking at your silly ass? Like, these niggas still trying to get in, and they not getting the hint. We don't fuck with y'all like that. We don't care nothing about you crying, complaining, Taraji. You can keep crying. Y'all can cry all you want, Monique. Cry. Yeah. Cry about the pay. What's the other boy? Terrence Howard? Yeah. Cry. Cry all you want to. We still ain't gonna change shit. And y'all gonna keep beating our motherfucking door down to be over here where we at. That's what we gonna keep doing. You can't build. You don't have a culture if you need this other entity to accept you, to make you feel beautiful, to make you feel like you got some self-esteem. You can't rely on these people to give you self-esteem, to tell you that you amazing. You relying on white people for that still? What? I mean, help me understand how that makes any sense. This ain't me being on no radical militant shit. This is just based on observation alone. Why would you still be doing that? How would you still be doing that? You still begging. You're still mad you're not being treated fairly. There is short glimpses of black people talking about race. The black woman not getting paid what she need to in Hollywood. Now, sadly, you don't see a lot of the black men come in right there and support their team. Well, we'll just boycott this shit together. Black men and women, we'll just boycott this shit together. Easy. It is in those times that we see the most change. We don't see it no other way, black people. This is based on observation. You don't see change in any other way outside of when the black man and woman riding for the same cause and willing to make sacrifices to push their point home. You don't see it no other way. You don't make it to the other side no other way. You can look back and show me where, but you don't. Many of you believe this is true. This is why y'all can get online and still play this childish, silly gender war game. It's like you already at war, you losing the war on this front, and y'all will turn to face each other this way. It's really, really fucking weird when you look at it. Like, it's some weirdo shit, okay? It doesn't make sense that we perform and conduct ourselves this way, but we still do it, right? And the conversation of blackness only comes up in a joking thing. Like, being pro-black is a laughing matter. It's something that will be made fun of. That's both by black people. And it's made to look at as some type of extremist by the caves, right? For black people, it's something to joke about. Being a pro-black militant, they'll call you a fucking hotep. That's what you are. You're a hotep. Y'all ain't no fun. This is what you'll get from other black people who want you to shut the fuck up. They want to coon in peace. And I told y'all, I'm on a campaign to let black people, by and large, really just coon in peace. I don't come on here ranting and raving at black people as much as I used to. Okay? I let black people coon in peace. And everything I've said in every video and every live, you can just see it bear out. You can see it laid out right in front of you as we continue to conduct ourselves this way. You got a black man, like say somebody like Tyrese, sitting around talking about that he wants to be a goddamn Mexican. These are the men. These are the men He wish he was Mexican because they be unified and shit. Black people got this thing where no matter what's going on, we'll take any other culture and it's better than ours. The only thing that other people got over black people, period, at all, is the fact that they will ride for each other, not just ride in right, but also ride in wrong. That's what we got it fucked up at right there. Y'all not gonna ever be like other groups. Mexicans, you're not gonna be like them. They ride in wrong too. Their racism that they spread amongst each other and pass along to their children, they ride in wrong too. What the fuck type unity y'all think these people got? Why the fuck y'all put them up on a goddamn pedestal all like y'all do all the time? Want to be other people. Everybody better than you. The white man and his mama, their relationship better than yours. Everything about you is flawed. And all we need to do is get more like other people. Get more like them. They unified in wrong as well. It's like the white man and his mama unified in being anti-black against your motherfucking ass. Them so-called Hispanic, they're unified in being anti-black against your motherfucking ass. They unified in right and wrong. Y'all like they just over there and it's some, almost loving and other bullshit like going on. Like, no. They have a common goal, a common mentality that they pass along to their children. This is why your kids are still doing racism to this day. This is why. It ain't just old people. Yeah, I guess motherfuckers 105 years old are the only ones that call black people niggers and have some racist viewpoints about black people. That's what y'all thought? It's just the old motherfuckers. No, they passed that down through their fucking family line, their family tree. At the root of that bitch is anti-blackness, and that's what they passed down. They're not better than you. They're not better than you at all. You're going to keep acting like they are. You're going to keep acting like they are, but they unify whether right or wrong. They together. That's why they was able to do the shit they did to you for 2.5 centuries, continue to do after that fact, Jim Crow. Here comes the KKK and the Black Codes and, here comes all of that. They were unified in that too. The fuck type unity you want? Acting like these motherfuckers just get along way better than black people? No, that's bullshit. It's not real. They're not better than you. They've successfully made themselves the perfect, moral authority on this earth, and you keep falling for it. That's all the fuck they did. They're not better than you. Tyrese, you a motherfucking coon. You a coon. I tried to stall you with the what more do you want from me? I stalled you out. I understand that was about your daughter. I didn't call you a coon for that. I laughed. I didn't call you a coon. But for this shit, then he comes back and clarifies and say, well, what I was saying was I wish we had more unity. Say that then, nigga. The thing about coons is they say coony shit. And it's not necessarily that their intentions are bad. It's just that the way they word stuff is anti-black. Like, why the fuck you saying? Just say black people could be more unified. Period. Not like nobody else. We have to unify on our own shit, on our own culture like everybody else did. They unified on their culture. A big part of their culture is being anti-you. And you won't even make a big part of your culture being pro-you. You laugh at that shit. A big part of your culture has to be built to be pro-you. Not with just talking about no black girl magic and black boy joy and all these little mantras is cool as fuck. But we have to build our culture on this, okay? It's going to be a running theme over here. I'll argue it with anybody because I'm seeing what we look like due to the fact that our culture isn't built on that. We have silly arguments. Silly arguments. The biggest thing that we argue about, of course, is relationships and money. And, you know, regardless of what capitalism is, we don't really get into the capitalism bag and how much you got to work. And, you know, we don't really get into that type of shit. We'll just trash each other as far as relationship or coupling is concerned. And we get online and do that. And we even make it black specific. Even during that, we can't even talk about relationships, man, woman, without trashing each other. Black man, black woman, we can't even do that. How the fuck you gonna build a culture and you sitting out here like this? Culture has rules. A so-called Jew's not gonna get on here and talk about Jewish hoes. And them hoes is trash, okay? They are trash. I don't give a fuck. They trash. They not gonna do it. You're not gonna see an Asian man get on video and talk about Asian women. Not gonna happen. You're not gonna see an Asian woman get on there and talk about Asian men repeatedly. It's not going to happen. They got codes of conduct. They got rules that their culture enforces with tactics like shaming. Well, one, raise your kids up to when they won't act like that. Then there's shame tactics. This is one of the tactics I'm using when I call a black person a coon. It's a shaming tactic. Every other culture has it. You break the rules, we don't fuck with you like that. Every other culture has that. Black folk? No. This is why you got the cookout that you be having when you're inviting all these people that can come to your cookout, set up shop, celebrate, set up, they little food truck. They can bring a food truck inside your cookout and you'll act like they love you for that. You can invite them to your cookout. Them bitches can set up a full-blown food truck, cook the same food you got, steal your recipes for your barbecue, sell it right there where you at, and you'll look at that shit and smile. They really love us. You see? This is where we are. This is what we do. This is what we are. This is what we do. And then we got your people like, who we got? Donald Glover. Donald Glover came out here and did some type of interview where he's still confused and make the question come back up of, can you be so-called pro-black and marry a cave? This age-old question. I mean, it's almost like a riddle at this point. Because you look at it and you just, like, how the fuck? Why would you be asking, can you be pro-black? And why would that be framed towards Donald Glover? Like, how is Childish Gambino, like, since when was he pro-black? Y'all let that motherfucker slip by here, through here. Y'all let him breeze by with This Is America. I know y'all did. Y'all did that. I didn't do it. Okay? I didn't do it. I didn't do that. I didn't participate with y'all when y'all did that. The question isn't even fit for Donald Glover. The question isn't fit for any of these motherfuckers that are in the industry. It's not even an appropriate question. We will see, and I'm gonna tell you how you know. You'll see a glimpse of pro-blackness come from these motherfuckers. A glimpse. A small glimpse. They don't have to be serious about it. It ain't something they gotta bang on every day. Them bitches can call at you one time in 5 years. Those people in these positions, these famous, whether it be your rappers, entertainers, athletes, whoever it is, they can have a glimpse. And niggas will stand up and give them a round of applause like they did some great thing. It's not a part of our culture to be like that. It looks, it's almost shocking to see a black person stand up for themselves on some pro-black shit. That's shocking. That don't even happen like that. Everybody, huh? Looking black for black, huh? Whoa, somebody standing on black business over here, huh? That's not our culture. That's why it's so shocking. That's why I look like that when we do it. Because it's not a part of our culture. It's not a normalized thing in our culture. We supposed to suck it up, take the racism, take the unequal treatment, and just keep pushing through. That's what you're supposed to do. When the fuck did Donald Glover become a pro-black? No. You don't get to drop a goddamn song once in your whole career and now you pro-black with it. No. Checks and balances. No. You don't get to do that. You don't get to show up every 10 years, every 5 years, every time somebody maybe gets gunned down by the police. You don't get to just show up then and act like you just some pro-black militant. No. It's disrespectful to the people that actually do this shit for real. Not rich. None of that. It's disrespectful. He ain't no fucking pro-black. In an effort to shape our culture, we must begin to take pro-blackness and make it into a lifestyle. Okay? Not cosplay. Not some shit you do behind a fake name on your social media. Why you got to hide? You don't hide culture. You don't. That's not how culture works. You're not ashamed of culture. You able to put that shit on in front of anybody and stand in pride about your culture. Being pro-black, anti-racism. I mean, you can just, if y'all don't want to, if pro-black sound too radical, how about just anti-racism? Can y'all do that? We running around out here, I'm talking about from every level, top to bottom, fucked up in the game. And we are confused about what's empowerment due to us not having a culture. Because a culture will define when they show you some fucking love. A culture, the people will define when they showed a little love. Almost like when these other groups of people got reparations. In case you didn't know. Japanese, Italians, so-called Jews, all got reparations. They decided what was good enough amongst them. Do y'all ever notice that black people are always being told what's good enough? Told what we can maybe have? That ain't how culture work. I tell you what the fuck is good enough. That's how this shit's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. Y'all see that one boy? What that boy do? The one boy got on stage, a black man. Again, these are our men. They're not codified. Women and kids, they don't stand a chance. The men aren't even codified. This black man got up on stage and told some jokes about George Floyd. Said he would have shot George Floyd. He wouldn't need or suffocate him like that. He'd have just killed him. He'd have shot him. Some black people took issue with his jokes on the stage. And they walked out on his ass. Now, I don't know that motherfucker's name, but I just know it was a black man. He even said something along the lines of, well, I like Kyle Rittenhouse too. And some of them black people got the fuck up out of there. When you turn yourself into a minstrel to appease, accommodate, entertain the caves, you're a coon. Period. You're a coon. That black man is a motherfucking coon. And those black people that got up and walked out, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. You got to have some fucking standards. Just because you're a comedian doesn't mean you get to get up here and say anything anti-black and say something as fucked up as that in front of white folk, and of course, white folk is laughing. Somebody say his name is David Lucas. David Lucas is the name of the comedian. I believe that's right, because I remember seeing it. What the fuck? Those black people did exactly what they were supposed to do. Did all the black people in there do it? No. No. You got to have a culture for all the black people to do it. And I'm proud of those black people. But you have to have a culture. If a motherfucker's up on stage telling some fucked up jokes about so-called Jews, the Jewish people who will get up in unison in that audience, they getting the fuck up out of there. All of them. Black people, what you'll notice on issues that we are split, whether that's fucked up or not. Oh, y'all being too serious. You know, they always say to the so-called pro-black military, oh, y'all being too serious. Y'all take everything so serious. Why not? Why can't she dress as Harriet Tubman and twerk in a goddamn cotton field? Why can't she do that? Y'all just so serious. Without a culture to bring us all together on something like, well, no, we don't do that. We don't disrespect our ancestors like that. We're not going to be sitting around dressed as Harriet Tubman twerking on a plantation. Like, we not going to do that. We don't play like that, and we don't let nobody play with us like that. It's how you build a culture. It is these rules that culture is built on. Not dancing, Lowry seasoning, soul food. Can't build culture on that. Because if somebody get a soul food cookbook, shout out to Paula Deen, right? If somebody get a cookbook, then, well, there you go. It's gone. It's gone. You can't build culture on shit that people can replicate, duplicate. You just can't. You got to have something that it's built on and can't nobody else do but you. Got no choice. A shared experience. Something you hold sacred. Now, y'all don't hold your history sacred. It's something you're ashamed of. You're ashamed of your history. You're ashamed of it. You want to move on because black folk doing so much better now. You don't even want to talk about it. Holocaust, 4 years. They won't stop talking about it. Not going to stop talking about it. 4 years. Not a whole economy built on their backs. 4 years. And you let these motherfuckers shame you into hiding behind fake profiles to tell the truth about what the fuck going on out here. You let people shame you. Black people even, I'm tired of talking about this. I'm tired of talking about this race shit. I'm tired of all that. Black folk. Raised with no culture. This is how you know one doesn't exist. This is the proof. I don't care what black people say to me. I'm look every time I'm scrolling through social media, interacting with some black people out here in the world, I can see we don't have no culture. We just don't have one. We don't. We think we do, but we don't. We have bits and pieces of culture with nothing holding it together. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what that comes in. Without that very integral part of this, it's just you're not gonna have no culture. And you'll have black people telling you, shut up talking about racism, You'll have them doing those types of things because it's not the culture to talk about racism, to tell the truth about what's going on out here in this country, what has went on historically. You can't talk about that. And we got people performing out here so low, all we want to talk about is what Beyonce doing, right? what Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion, they beef. That's all we want to talk about. Since they beefing with each other. And what all they said to each other in these bars. And, of course, you got Shannon Sharp show. I try to resist calling it Club Shay Shay. I don't feel like I should be doing it. So I just say Shannon Sharp's show. You know, even though it's a whole lot more work to do, I'll take the long way. Right? I think I'm going to take the long way with that. Shannon Sharp show. That's getting the people talking, right? First, Cat Williams. He gets on there and tells his truth. After him, the next comedian up, I think, of course, was just Monique a few days ago, and people had their opinions about her. But I like the way Monique talks about us as black people. I like that. There aren't many black, entertainers or, celebrities or whatever out here. There's not many of them out here that's talking about black people as a group, as a family, as a unit. Not many of them are willing to sit down and do that. Okay? Don't. We do not. But then that becomes the topic, right? Now everything they talked about, we talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens. All this real shit going on all day long with our people. All day long going on. But we rather talk about what they're talking about. Let's talk about Steve Harvey's bitch ass. Because Steve Harvey is a bitch ass coon. He's shown his, colors too many times. Okay? He's shown his colors to me. So, Steve Harvey, them, and, the Tyler Perrys, and the Oprah Winfreys. And, these is motherfuckers. I don't fuck with these people anyway. But then that'll become the conversation. That'll become the conversation. I'm looking at some of y'all's comments a little bit earlier tonight. What y'all got? Okay, Mike. Okay. Says we definitely have a culture, or at least we used to have one. I disagree. You have to lay that out for me and tell me what our culture was, because all I've seen us do is copy white people in a more saucy way. That's all I've seen. We got a little bit more seasoning, but we just do what white folk do. So, no. Oh, no. Owen says his book destroyed our culture. No, it didn't. Real people in our group did not pay no attention to Steve Harvey's book. There's nobody that's really real out here that paid any attention to what Steve Harvey had said. It didn't sway them one way or another. No. Millions of black people were not affected by Steve Harvey's book. That's too much credit to give him. He's a coon, okay? But to say that his book destroyed our culture? Nah. I don't see that. I don't really see it. London Link says our culture seemed like it became American culture generally. Well, that's because we didn't pull ourselves out. We're supposed to have a culture within the American culture, but we didn't do that work. This is why, again, like you have your Chinatowns and your Mexican areas. See, they here, but they have a culture within this American culture. You see, we didn't do that. We rejected our culture. Our culture was supposed to be fuck racism. Like, that was really supposed to be what our culture was built on. Fuck racism. Fuck what you talking about. I'm not ugly, bitch. You ugly. My nose ain't big, bitch. Yours is small. Fuck you. That was supposed to be what our culture was built on. We let that go. Because we decided we didn't want to say fuck you. We wanted to be loved by you. We want to be next to you. See, we decided that. We chose that instead. That's what happened. That's what happened. It just is what it is. No, not to me. Turn Gorilla says, how about soul food? Does that qualify? It's food. It's food. But if you think the Mexican, let's say, for example, the Mexican culture just built off tacos, do you do you think them people could have built a culture on tacos? No, they could not build a culture on tacos, burritos, okay, enchiladas, fajitas. They couldn't build a culture on that. That's what they eat. Their culture is built on pro would be Spanish, would be Hispanic, would be Mexican. It's built on them being pro themselves. That's what it's built on. That's what it's built on. And we don't got one yet, in my opinion. You know, I know everybody don't agree because, you know, I feel like black people are under this. We try to get under this safety thing that makes us not have to make any changes. Like we could just stay how we are, and everything gonna be okay. Everything gonna work itself out. And I think that we like that, you know, state of mind better than us actually. Well, no, we don't have a culture. Let's go make one. Instead of doing that, we'll come up with all the stuff, whether it's dancing, whether it's soul food, whether it's, you know, fashion. We'll come up with this other stuff. So we don't want to do the work. Mike, don't look. Don't tell this truth, Mike. Mike said cooning is our culture. I don't. Seeking white approval, white validation. That is what black culture is built on. We spend all our time trying to get them like us enough to hire us, like us enough to fuck us, like us enough to accept us into wherever they are. That's what we do, and our whole lives is built on that. That's what it is. That's what it is. We spend our whole time trying to create this person that they will like, that they'll feel comfortable working around, that they'll feel comfortable sending their kids to school with. See, they not bad like the ones on TV, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not thugs, you know. We trying to prove that we not thugs at all times. Prove that we not hood. We not ratchet. We not ghetto at all times. Can't have no fucking culture like that. Can't have no culture like that. It's impossible. It's impossible. Naps TV says, after years of dropping bars about ownership and independence, Jay-Z literally begs white people for their crusty award. Don't be fooled by these rappers, Diddy, Jay, Jeezy, Weezy, Tip, etc. All coons. Absolutely. You're not going to have me say nothing different. All of them coons. Some of them can rap, but they're coons. That's just basic shit. Right. Exactly. Says Eric B says, I remember many artists used to give the Grammys the middle fingers, and years later you see them on the Grammys trying to be accepted. Sad. It's very sad. Very sad. That's what happens though. That's what happens when you don't have no culture to stand on and be proud of your own shit and fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. We haven't got to the point where we can say that for real. Like, we'll say fuck each other. I mean, that's how silly we are. We'll look at each other. And I can say fuck you. You can say fuck me. But when it comes to them, no. When it comes to them, we don't say it. Jalen Harris says, America has made trillions off our culture. We have culture. We lack pride. Without pride, you can't have culture. You're talking about trends, style. You're not talking about culture. You don't get to have culture without pride. It's literally impossible. That's not my fault. Deshaun Williams says that RBG flag you have is our culture. No matter where in the world we are, we're black first, second, and third. RBG flag, black people don't even know what that is. That can't be. I wish that was our culture. I have to explain to black people that that's not an African flag. That's not a Jamaican flag. I have to tell them who Marcus Garvey is. I have to tell them who the UNI is. I have to do that to try to explain to them what that flag is. Could be our culture. Not. Black people don't even know what it is. Wish it was. That's how culture is passed down. I'm sorry. Listen, I don't want y'all thinking I'm trying to insult my people by saying this. This is not, I'm not doing that. It just is what it is. Black folk don't even know what that is. Our culture can't be the hood. You can't bond, because then what about the white black folk that live in the suburbs? Culture unites people no matter where they are. That's what it is. That's rich. That's middle class. Lower middle, lower. That's across the country. That's all up. That's everywhere. That's what culture does. And I'm sorry. I do apologize. It should be our culture, though. I do agree with that. That the red, black, and green flag should be a part of our culture, but we don't even know what it is. We don't even know what it is. London Link says, don't African Americans have another flag that is red and black with a sword too? Yes, I've seen that flag as well. I've seen that flag as well. I have seen the would-be Black American flag. I've seen that. I like the RBG one. I'm gonna ride over here with them. I'm gonna ride with them. Okay. Deshaun Williams says being resilient no matter the odds are a part of our culture. We're survivors. We're survivors. Okay. I ain't gonna hold you on that. We are survivors. We'll take a licking and keep on ticking. This is why they still assume that we don't feel pain. They assume that we don't feel pain like normal people. We have shown that we are resilient. And sometimes they use that against us, actually. But we don't have a culture. Like, you should say being resilient. Deshaun said being resilient no matter the odds are a part of our culture. We don't have a culture. So just the word itself is, we don't have a culture. I'm sorry. Like, I promise I'm not trying to offend Deshaun. If you get mad, I see you got exclamation marks and they taught me what those mean, and I'm not trying to comment. Like, I'm black too. Like, I'm with the shits every day. Okay? I'm with this shit for real. I'm anti-racism for real. Every day. I wish that was the norm. Whether I had on a business suit and a top hat and a fucking fedora and a too small suit and some weird ass shoes with my ankles out, no matter how I look, the unifying force that is this. Almost like, take for example, black sororities and fraternities and shit like that. As big, these Greek organizations that they call black. Again, we have white culture in blackface. That's a lot of, kind of how we get down. But how it can be a Q dog, can be from Washington, Q dog can be from Florida. When they get around each other, they doing them same silly ass, tongue out, stupid motherfucking dances and all this old stupid shit that they do. That is a behavior that unifies them. They do the same shit, don't they? How many black people you see like this? Can you walk up to and they really repping this type of shit? You're not going to see it. You're a joke. I'm a joke. I'm not saying you are. I get called a hotel. It's shameful in our community to be pro-black. It's shameful. It's shameful. It's shameful. Jalen Harris says, I know you explained this already, but can you explain your thoughts on culture? I think I'm getting where you're going with this. My thoughts on culture is that you cannot have a culture unless that culture is built in racial pride of the people of that said culture. Okay? For example, a part of Mexican culture is going to be Mexican pride. A part of white culture is going to be white pride. A part of black culture, which again, I don't think exists, I think you have to build, I ain't gonna say a part of those cultures. I'll say you have to build the foundation of those cultures will be Mexican pride. The foundation of that culture will be white pride. Okay? The foundation of black culture is non-existent. We just have things like someone mentioned food, like someone mentioned resilience. Somebody else may mention hip hop. Somebody else may mention fashion. Somebody else may mention some form of slang. Those are things. The culture itself, the foundation of that culture has to be pride within your identity, pride in yourself. You're not bleaching your skin. You're not shaving your fucking nose down. You don't feel ugly, dark skin. You don't hate your fucking hair. You don't build culture on that. You don't build culture on hating your hair and hating your skin. You can't. It's impossible. That's what I'm saying about culture. Now, that's a new idea of what people may talk with about culture, but this is my own personal ideas based on my observation out here. You can't have a culture when your kids can't pass the damn doll test. How the fuck you gonna have a culture black kids can't even pass a doll test? And to pass a doll test, in my opinion, will be for you to pick the black doll as the pretty doll over the cave doll. Our kids can't even pass that. You can't have a culture if your kids can't pass that. You can't. It's impossible. Now, you can break other generational curses. I know most black people are securing bags and shit like that and getting this money to try to break this so-called generational curse that's about money. Okay. But the one right here, the mental curse that we have, because we instill anti-blackness even within ourselves. That's what we do. Those ghetto niggas. Ratchet niggas. Hood niggas. We have a hierarchy amongst ourselves that we talk like this all the time. A lot of times it's such a part of our culture that we don't even recognize it. You'll have these business suit niggas talking shit about hood niggas. You'll have these so-called educated women talking shit about hood women. Like, we have that dynamic. We don't have the numbers to have that dynamic. It's not even intelligent for us to exist like that. We already outnumbered, and we splinter ourselves up even more based on where we come from, based on what our upbringing was like. We'll look down on people based on how much money they make. We'll look down on people because we've taken in the white mindset that says, well, you poor, so you ain't shit. You ain't got no money, so you ain't shit. You're not using the same type of what be proper English as me, so you not shit. What black people did was they took all these things that white people said they wasn't shit about, and they mimicked them. So you changed your voice. You spoke proper English. You put on the suits and the clothes and put on your hats and try to look as professional as you possibly could to maybe circumvent the racism. It just ain't worked. It didn't work. We tried to dig into their culture to make them accept us. That didn't work. Their culture can't be penetrated by black people because their culture is anti-black. So therefore, you can't penetrate their culture. They'll let you get a little bit away so they can see you on a screen to be entertained by you and clap for you, maybe make you a couple of dollars, but you won't be able to penetrate and infiltrate their culture. You're not getting invited to their fucking cookout. Not even to cook the fucking food. Okay? You don't even get to show up to be a cook. You're not getting invited to no fucking cookout because you know some country music. Now, supposedly Beyonce is about to reclaim country music for black folk. Black folk gonna just be mad again that they're not getting a fucking country music award. That's all niggas gonna go over there and do is be mad. Like, it's so, I'm telling you, because I know how we are and how much we seek their acceptance, I know it doesn't matter. Beyonce drop her country music album. If she don't win country music of the year, then niggas gonna be mad. Niggas gonna be mad. Niggas gonna be mad. Trade A and some numbers says we are not outnumbered, Rob. We are disorganized. There are more of us than what the statistics say. Either way, white people outnumber us in this country, bro. I don't, whatever you number, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because so not only are we outnumbered, we're outnumbered and disorganized. We're both. Because being organized isn't a part of our culture. That's why. When you don't raise the people to be organized, and at those times where you're supposed to be organized, well, we click up. Like we doing this shit. Like when shit out here happening, we click up. There ain't no outside voices over there talking some cool shit and get over it. No, we don't do that. We don't even got that. We don't even got that. Black, me too. Black and Bougie said, yeah, I'm tired of us begging for inclusion. I'm done. Welcome. Have a seat. Have a seat over here with me. Have a seat. It just is what it is. Owen says, way more white people than you think. You just see a lot of the mix in the city, but outside the city, it's a lot of white people. Owen, let me tell you about that. Y'all know I drive trucks, right? I'm all over, really right now I'm in the Northeast, but I've been all different places over here in this nation. In this would be America. 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated, right? When I tell you, if you understand that white people exist in country areas, in every state, there is an assumption that people all live in the city, white people got all this money. I'm telling you, go to those country, backwood, Bama ass places. I'm talking about this shit look ran down, dirty as fuck, dirt roads. It's white folk back there. Millions. I don't know how we let them convince us that these bitches wake up in business suits and smiling and, looking. That's not real life. That's who we let them make us believe that they are. That's not who the fuck they are. Them bitches is nasty. Okay? There's more than bitches in trailer parks than I probably would even outnumber black people. Period. Trailer parks. Okay? We see them as this business class, all rich. No. That's a lie. Okay? I be all in through this motherfucker. Farms, trees, country ass towns, white folk. That's it. New York, prime example. I do a lot of driving up in New York. Outside of New York City, you're not even getting it's not even there's a lot of population concentrated right there. Upstate New York, I go through them areas, you may see one black person, if that. Up in Maine, shit like that, it's white people the whole state damn near. It might be 2 niggas in Maine. I be up there. Listen, we've let them make us believe that most of them is in a cul-de-sac in a mansion. No. Hell no. Them bitches poor as a bitch, struggling like a motherfucker. It just is what it is. I'm being dead. This ain't me. Look, I ain't trying to be extra. I'm being serious. It's more than bitches in trailer parks than they even want to give credit to. Because they know even the rich white folk are looking at it as poor white trash. Y'all done heard that expression before. But that poor white trash makes up most white people. Do not get this shit confused. It makes up most white people. Now you let them make you believe that they better than you based on a couple of dollars and proper English. But no. The truth is the truth. And these motherfuckers are in the goddamn trailer parks. You just feel like they're better than you. That baby mama, baby, that same shit. You just demonize yourself over it. The welfare queen, 'tis her. 'Tis the cave hoe. Okay? You just let them demonize you with this propaganda. It wouldn't work if we had a culture that would say that everything, that white man and his mama, they lie about our people. They lie about their own people. If you were taught to withstand and come through that propaganda with a clear understanding of what's going on, that should be a part of our culture. It's just not. It's just not. I'm telling you, I thought all these bitches lived in cul-de-sacs. My whole life. My whole life. I thought it wasn't but maybe 5 or 6 poor white people, and them was the ones that lived around me. Outside of where I was, all of them rich. Like that's just what the propaganda would suggest. All of them rich and proper and dainty and furs and big cars, private school, all of Nope. That ain't how it really is for real. That's not how it really is. Them bitches is poor. They arrogant though, because their culture is anti-black. So what that means is even the richest motherfucking white man, and a white man and his mama, can look at the poorest white man and his mama and they click on anti-blackness. They know they don't fuck with you. Rich to the poor. Poor being worked to damn death. Being worked to death. Shit high, they can't hardly afford it. 4, 5, 10 jobs to make the same shit. But when they see one of them rich ones, they click up on you. You hate niggers? Me too. And that's all it takes. That's the culture. That's their culture. That's all it takes. Real shit. That's how they are. That's their culture. They're trying to preserve their whiteness. That's their culture. And to do that, they got to be anti-you. That's their culture. That's why they was able to bring people from overseas. Remember, the Irish, the Italians. That's why they was able to bring them people over and say, okay, well, all you got to do is come over and be anti-black. And you can be white. So what you want to do? Like, what you want to do? Help us with this. Just be white. And all you got to do is be anti-black, no matter where you're from. It's easy for the white folk. They don't fuck with black people, no matter where they from. Racism everywhere. Everywhere they are, they being racist towards black folk. It don't matter. So that's one thing they could bond on, no matter where they are. Yugoslavia, bitch. Find me a white motherfucker out of Yugoslavia. Find me a white motherfucker out of Alaska. Go Australia. Go wherever you gotta go. Go wherever you want to go. The one thing them bitches will be able to bond over, no matter where they from, they ain't gotta speak the same language. You don't fuck with niggas either? Like, that's literally all, that's their culture. Okay, that's the whole thing. That's how real this shit is. Like, that's why I even remember when the shit jumped off with Ukraine. Motherfuckers like, they're racist towards black folk in Ukraine? Yes, that is the white culture, no matter where they are. That's their culture. It is what it is. They're anti-black. The culture. That's a word. That's a word. Black and Bougie says in their DNA, and we're the only ones taught to love everybody. And who taught us that? Our own parents taught us that because they was coons. That's what happened with us. We got this coon shit passed down to us. Innocent out here. I mean, like, I didn't do nothing to deserve this shit. You know what I'm saying? But when we say stuff like we're the only ones taught to love everybody, we gotta say from our parents. We gotta be real about what's happening here. You see what I'm saying? That's what we get from our own parents, because loving everybody is a part of the way that a black person gets through this life. Okay. You know, that's what black people believe. Well, we gotta love everybody. That's the only way you make it. It's not true. Love those who love you. Right? That's what it should be. But we taught that by our own parents because they fucking coons. Can't have no culture like that. Being taught to love everybody, no matter how they treat you, no matter how much racism and shit going on. You taught to only hate other black people. Fuck me, fuck the black woman, fuck the black man, but then look at the white man and forgive him. Keep forgiving him. Being nice when you see him. You get a little burst of energy. Change your fucking voice. Waving and shit. Yo, you didn't know your hand did that. Not around black folk. It's the mug then. It's the mean mug. That disgust look like. The fuck? This nigga. Right? As soon as you see them, your hand like this. You didn't know your shit did that. That's what you was taught. Be as least threatening around these people. That's what you taught at home. Our parents could have passed down some pro-black militant culture. No, not happening. Not happening. Y'all see that? What about that one boy? If he had a culture, would your boy, hold on. Jonathan Majors he wouldn't have this problem if he was raised in a culture that would say, well, as long as racism exists, we can't fuck these people. Not as long as racism exists. Now, if you just barring or just ready to jump and go off to the case, because it's almost like you're holding a leash on these niggas, and they're like dogs, that's real strong ass dogs, and you're trying to, like, nigga, just hold on, let them, when them bitches end racism, then you can go fuck you 3 or 4 of them. I mean, that's what you need to do. I mean, it's a little sick, but okay. Like, until they end racism, no, it don't make no fucking sense. So then you wouldn't have Jonathan Majors if this was part of black culture. It's just not. Because black parents believe that teaching this as a part of black culture is racist. Where they get that from? The same people that's teaching their kids to be racist towards them. So again, we just allow ourselves to be used and tricked all the time. But if you had a culture, this stuff wouldn't, force people would be around. We don't even fall for that shit. Propaganda, whatever. We don't give a fuck about none of that. You ain't about to convince me I'm ugly. That white bitch ain't better than me. That white motherfucker ain't better than me. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. That's what culture should be built on. That type of pride, almost arrogant even. It ain't enough to say you the better athlete when the white man owns the team. It's not enough for you to say that. We built a culture on that type of shit. Like, we the best athletes. Like, okay. We're the best dancers. Oh, okay. We're the best rappers and entertainers. Okay. But then they own all the distribution and all the fucking... You can't build a culture on that then. They own the distribution and everything. They tell you what to rap about. Like, come on now. When people talk about the conspiracy, or so-called conspiracy, what happened to conscious rap? How to switch over? Come on, yo. You can't, if you're not in control of it, how the fuck can you can't build a culture around it? You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. That's what you gotta do. No, I don't know what Ice Cube said about rap. What did Ice Cube say about rap? I don't listen to much of what Ice Cube says at all. Honestly, Empowered Network. I don't pay Ice Cube no attention. Because he's another nigga begging white people to let him play basketball, I think. Some shit. And white people wouldn't allow him to make another... I think he wanted to do another Friday, but he couldn't because white folk had the Masters or had the... I can't listen to that, man. I can't listen to that. But what'd he say? Pyro said, my uncle said one of the worst cool remarks that we are our best at physical sports. That's tough. He must have skipped over some inventors. He skipped over some scholars. He skipped over some geniuses. But, we're taught that that's not a shameful thing to say. To be fair to your uncle, we're taught that's not a shameful thing to say because black people say the same shit to me. That's why I think the culture is built around our physique, It's like, well, okay. But because we don't teach You see what I'm saying? We're not teaching the type of stuff that I may be saying about saying something like we're the best at physical sports. We don't teach that. We don't teach that. We do not teach that. That's not a part of our culture. Should be. Should be. But to be fair to your uncle, that was what he's, that's the propaganda. He understands that, well, we are the best athletes. He's basically saying we are the best at being in the field. It's a tough thing to say, so I understand you calling that motherfucker cool. Like, tough. Like, we better off in the field. That's when we at our best. Nigga, like, nigga, what the fuck? The fuck? Black and Bougie says, Rob, you know what pissed me off? How Aaron McGruder let the Caves steal the Boondocks from him. Let me tell you the problem with Aaron McGruder in that situation. He should have had somebody like Jay-Z call his ass on the fucking phone. Like, yo, you know what, Aaron? Do not sell out to the white folk. I'm going to help you keep your shit. I'm going to put money. I'm going to fund the Boondocks. Now, Jay-Z was just an example. Could have been anybody. But that's that's one of our biggest problems. We going to sell some shit out. I remember when Aaron McGruder sold it. Was it after season 2? Sold it and they threatened. I ain't gonna say threatened, but they talked about bringing it back on HBO Max. They never did. But somebody black could have had his back because the Boondocks was that type of show. But here's the but. That show had very militant elements as well. You see what I'm saying? And having support from black people when something is militant is something that we just don't really do like that. Somebody like a Jay or, I guess Tyler probably wouldn't do it because they had a whole episode about Tyler Perry. They fucked him up with that episode. That shit was funny as hell. But it could be any one of these rich black, would be entrepreneurs or, people like that. They could have invested in that. And that way it would still be in Aaron McGruder's pocket. It would still be with him. But we don't do that. No, we're going to go make liquor. We're going to go make a douce. We're going to go put some liquor out here real quick. We're not going to invest in our projects or our shows as black people continuing to beg white people for representation on TV. We're not going to put money behind our shit. It's very, very odd. It's very, very, very odd. And Power Network say he talked about how the industry uses social engineering and rap to promote and encourage criminality and control society. Shit, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I believe that they may concede to do that, but just keeping people poor is going to encourage criminality. Just keeping people poor. They could have, bluegrass music playing over the speakers, and if motherfuckers is poor, it don't matter what's in the background, really. The background music be damned if motherfuckers is poor and need to make a way. They called it the Wild Wild West. Remember that? Well, can't say remember that. We didn't live it, but it was wild for a reason. Okay? Motherfuckers out there getting busy, shooting, killing, all types of shit. I don't know. I thought they was playing banjos then. So I don't know if banjos have been linked to bouts of violence. I don't know. They could be linking banjos to bouts of violence, but it was called the Wild Wild West. And niggas would just pull their heat out and play 10 paces with a bitch. Like, okay, I'm going to take 10 paces and we just going to turn and shoot and see what the fuck happens out here. That's some wild ass shit. Okay? And I think it might have been banjos that they was listening to. So I don't know. I understand social engineering rap to promote and encourage criminality. I get all that, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Shawnee Brown says the rich black rappers have handlers. They can't make moves. Okay. Okay. Trey Day says Huey was pro-black. Everyone else on the Boondocks was a sellout and a coon. Uncle Ruckus, Riley, Uncle Tom. Absolutely. That's the dynamic that any pro-black person will be living in. Like, you're going to be by yourself. Your grandpa is going to be a coon. Your brother is going to be a coon. Okay? The nigga your grandpa hang out with sometime, he gonna be a coon too. Like, that's the reality for anybody that's pro-black. Period. Period. That's how I see it. Because I understand the, disconnect from me and my people as far as this black shit is concerned. Hold on, hold on. Man, listen. Naps. That's what I'm saying. Nap said the fact that the once billionaire Dre and Snoop are still putting out liquor shows you how much power and independence more money helps black folk. It's a myth. It's a complete myth. And won't nobody acknowledge it as such. That's the part that kills me. I feel like we should be done came along enough now. You know what I'm saying? People done hit the $1 billion mark. Black people done hit the bit. And it hasn't equaled anything as far as, a renovation of some of the infrastructure here and things like that. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening at all. So it's very fucking interesting. That's why I asked, well, how much money do you have to have before you can stop cooning? What does it take? Jay-Z? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Exactly. Black and Bougie said, I think they're just happy to have some money. They're scared to shake the table. They're cowards. Absolutely. But aren't we? We're raised to be cowards, though. Because we're raised to seek their acceptance all the way until our death. Like, until we're in the ground, our job is to seek their acceptance. So when you're raised to be a coward, here's what I'm going to show you. When you're raised to be a coward, a sellout, a coon, when you don't have pride as the foundation of your culture, when your people get up to being rich as fuck, there's nothing to hone them in. There's nothing to ground them to keep them thinking about the team. There's nothing there to do that work. So we can have all these rich people, but there's nothing to ground them into being pro-black at all. There's no culture guiding them. Like, again, with the caves or with anybody else, the richest and the poorest, anti-black, richest and the poorest, pride in themselves, pride in their right and wrong. Us, there is no culture in place. So when you get rich, selling out becomes justifiable. When you get rich, you'll have people saying shit like, well, y'all need to be pocket watching them. You can't tell them what to do with their money. They're not obligated to do that for black people. They're not obligated. You'll have working class people saying this shit to you, and because you could be giving some commentary about Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, or any one of these motherfuckers. You will have somebody that work just like you do come tell you that they not obligated. Our culture doesn't make them obligated to. It doesn't. It's get money, get money, get money. Me, 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 me. Get money, get money, get money. How I'm going to do, how I'm going to make it. Me, 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 me. Well, you do that with no culture in place, mind you. None. So now all your rich people up there, they up there. They got some money. But that's not going to benefit the people in any type of way. They're not going to rock no boats. I think Black and Bougie said, they ain't going to rock no boats or rock no boat or anything because they're too scared to. That's not what they set to do anyway. That's not how their mind is programmed. Their mind is programmed to sit there, get their little money, stunt, buy a bunch of bullshit they don't need, and that's it. And pass that down to their kids, and their kids rich too. Which, I mean, okay. Okay. Right. That's big. That's big. You hating. You just a broke nigga. He's like, okay. I'm so broke that I get on here and risk my livelihood just to tell the truth. Okay. Trey Day says, why do black folks have millions of dollars yet we are still pining for cave acceptance to the highest degree? I don't understand that. It's because they're coons, bro. Because cooning, like Mike Lawrence said, is our culture. It's the culture. Coon is life. I mean, I know I've said that before. Coon is life to niggas. That's how you can have millions of dollars and pine for cave acceptance at the same time. Because your culture teaches you that you need to seek outside validation. Well, whatever this shit is that black people got in place now, you'd have to have something in place that would So don't matter if you got millions of dollars or $100 or $1,000 or $100,000. Don't matter about the money amount. The culture that you were raised in, that you take pride in, will keep you not looking for acceptance and doing things on your own and looking out for your people. Looking out for your people. Mad love to you, Rail. Says, yo, I've been watching you since I was 18. I'm 27 now. Long ass time, brother. Hey, mad love to you. You still here. You still here. You still here. Mad love to you, brother. That means you done watch me grow up a little bit in front of your eyes. I'm telling you, man. Without a culture, because what black people get? The Jesus shit. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, I got the Jesus shit. Of course, if you black, you're gonna get your ass whooped. You're taught to respect your, elders and adults and shit like that. You get all your church, all that church shit in there. And that's pretty much it. I didn't get no black shit. I knew I was black, but LEK says black culture is a reaction to racism. You left out the word cowardly reaction. It goes right here. It is a cowardly reaction to racism. It's a trash reaction to racism. But cowardly, most definitely. But that's bars, though. That's a bar. That's most definitely a bar. Those is bars. A cowardly reaction to racism. We tried our best to assimilate. We begged. We've cried. I mean, we've done everything. We've done everything. And they still don't fuck with us. Still. You would think by now we just give up. But since we got this resilience that somebody had mentioned earlier, we're so resilient. Because we're so resilient, we will continue to be out here. Now, I'll be the outlier. People gonna disrespect me. I had somebody message me to disrespect me, whether it's I think I'm better than everybody else, and what am I doing to excuse me. What am I doing to help out the black community? That's what I got. I get people, I ain't gonna say people act like that a lot, but this person was offended. The only way I will be able to, if I came out here and promised y'all I was going to do something, I could be held to that type of standard. I would think. Like, what have you done for black people? What did I say I was going to do for black people? I think I should be held by that standard. If anything, I think that somebody that promises black people that they're going to do something, they should be possibly held to that standard. Held to, well, what are you doing? Like, I ain't said I was going to do that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I don't really like that. I'm trying to get black people to stop cooning. And I can't even do that. Like, the fuck? I can't even do that. I can't do it. I can't even do that. So it's just, there's some truth to this. Empowerment Network that says, I feel like black people are incentivized to work against each other. This is a long way to say sellout. Yeah. Black people are sellouts. Sellouts can be a part of black culture. Selling out is a part of black culture. Mike, oh yeah. I know what it is. I know what they're trying to do. I know what the fuck they're trying to do. I know they're trying to have me stop either calling whatever they're doing coon shit. I know that people take great offense to that because they think it's they think it's something I say to be funny. Like it's coon, ha ha ha. Like, no. It's coon, like sad. Like, because I see that most of us are. Like, that's not something that I'm happy about at all. I think people get offended because they think it's like a roast. Like, you know how niggas be, involved in some roasting sessions. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm calling somebody a coon, it's not a roast session. Like, this a diagnosis of a mentality that you are, partaking in. You can stop, but most of us ain't gonna stop, right? We gonna coon until the grave. Coon is life, right? But it's not something that I'm saying to be fucked up, like to hurt your feelings. Like, that's not what this shit is about. I think some people take offense to it, and so I'll get some flavorful messages from black people. They be having a little sauce on them. They be mad at me and shit like that. But, I chalk it up because I ain't even making videos. It's like, you mad at me over a post on Instagram and Facebook. I can't even take you fucking serious. I can't take you serious. You mad over shit like that you don't have to see. That's weird. It's all really, really, really weird. Like, if you don't believe you on no coon shit, then okay. But, I mean, you are. Like, what the fuck? It took me a while, too. Like, I had to get to that point where I say, well, yep, I was a coon. I ain't a coon no more. Huh? Not no more, but I was. You know what I'm saying? So, it just is what it is. I don't know why people actually think that I can say that about myself, but I'm going to let you slide. Like, who the fuck are you? No, hell no. I don't know what the fuck people think. They got me fucked up. I do know that. I can say that about me. I put aside my coonish ways, reprogram my mind to not be anti-black, but be pro-black. I did the work. Motherfucker, like, you think I'm about to... Shit. I did the work. You can say whatever the fuck you want about me. I'm not a coon. This is what we not doing that. So, it just is what it is. And you have to have the heart and the bravery. I think it goes understated the amount of heart it takes to be yourself, be out here in the world, not do this for a living, work at whatever, whatever, wherever you work, whatever profession you have, whether it's goddamn from electrician, doctor, motherfucking bagger of a grocery, fast food, me, truck driver, to be and come out here and speak this type of truth out loud, posting on your social media about this shit out loud, and this is not how you make your living. That's what the fuck I said I was doing. That's what I said I was doing. And I'm doing that. And I'm okay. I ain't been hit up or nothing. Ain't nobody bothering me. I have to check some people in real life, but I mean, I can do that. That's not hard work to me. Sometimes you gotta check the fucking racist ass cases. A lot of times you don't. When they see how you present, a lot of times you ain't gotta say nothing. They just gonna look and they gonna keep fucking moving. I be in areas where there is no black people around. None. Like this. Because that shit is a part of me. That's not this. It's a lifestyle. I'm exude that type of energy. No matter where I go. You motherfuckers ain't bother me. Them bitches will look. Say something to me. Speak. Tell me they like a shirt or something. When I don't even believe them motherfuckers. I don't believe they be liking my motherfucking shirt. Because my shirts be on some pro-black shit all the time. They'll tell me they like my shirt or something like that. Them motherfuckers don't say nothing to me. And I'll be the only black person around. They're not trying it. They're not doing that. I don't even think you'll be tested. Because I look like a fucking anomaly to them. My head is up. I'm looking at them bitches in their motherfucking eyes. I'm not intimidated by none of them. I don't feel like they smarter than me. Or none of that shit. I don't walk around with that inferiority complex. I got to change myself into what I think they want me to be. In order for them to accept me, I don't think like that. I did away with that shit. I did that work on my own. Motherfucker, you think I'm going to beat my motherfucking chest? Like, I ain't no motherfucking coon. That's a goddamn accomplishment. If you're not a coon, you can't let that go understated because I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be one of these niggas online right now talking about how great white bitches are. They understand me better. Please, get the fuck out of here. I'm supposed to be a coon. I'm supposed to be scared. I'm supposed to be intimidated. I'm supposed to not have the confidence to speak or say anything. I'm supposed to be that. I'm supposed to yes-a-boss my way through this life unto death. Do you think I'm not going to flex on the fact that I ain't no motherfucking coon? You think I ain't going to do it? Hell no. Hell no. Motherfuckers will flex if they go on a diet and lose some weight. Decoonifying your mind. Decolonizing your mind. That's work. That is work. Ain't nobody really shaming you for it either. It's not necessarily that your whole life is uncomfortable because you're cooning. That ain't even really how it is, because typically black people gonna coon. They be around other black people who are also coon, so it's not really adverse for your life. You operate in the same way these people do. To decolonize your mind when it's not popular even amongst your own people, when you're gonna be called hoteps and all this old other shit, and you do it anyway, you throw down cave Jesus, like, mama, I don't fuck with that shit no more. Man, do you know what the fuck that takes? What type of heart that takes to do that? Man, please, you think I ain't gonna flex on that shit? And anybody that's decided, hey, no, I'm putting the coon shit down, I ain't cooning no more, I'm gonna check myself, or I'm gonna be better about my pro-black militancy, I'm gonna hold my motherfucking head up, because this ain't about going out here causing problems, it's about holding your motherfucking head up, looking these people in the eye, and telling them the fucking truth. That's all it is to it. And not being ashamed of who you are. That's all it's about. That's it. That's all. That's a foundation. I'm trying to build a foundation with black people, showing you that it can be done. This ain't no magic shit. Showing you that it can be done. It's a decision. And it's some of the hardest shit you're going to have to do, because you do got to deal with black people looking at you like you crazy. Now you become the butt of all jokes. Now you know, people not going to really fuck with you like that, because they know you're not into the coon shit that they into. You're not really going to be into it, because the more you look and the more you walk this path, there's a lot of stuff you just don't, you're not even interested in no more. Going to the club, you're not even interested in that no more. You may do it every once in a while because you still got friends that's with that shit, and they'll ask you to come out every blue moon or whatever. You may go out there, but you're not even with that type of time. You're not even, that shit don't even entertain you no more. You don't want to be there. You'll see. As you start to walk down this path, it's stuff that you'll just stop doing. It's going to be beneficial to you. Because ain't shit at that goddamn club anyway, but problems. Okay? I know y'all know that. Ain't nothing there but problems. You'll begin to walk, and I don't want to do that now. I don't really want to fuck with that. Now I don't really want to go with y'all to do that either. You'll begin to live like that. Not saying you won't ever hang around with motherfuckers, but please. This shit is real. You have to be able to stand up, look at black people in the eyes, and say, I'm going to be pro you, whether you are or not. That's hard. That's hard as fuck. It's not attractive to everybody. It's not something you do that beautifies you and makes you more appealing to people. It's not none of that. It doesn't have that effect on black people. That's something they shy away from, because again, pro-black militancy isn't a part of our culture. So we shy back from it. You meet people, you talking that type of shit, they gonna be like, nigga, you know, what the fuck you even talking about? Why are you even saying this? I'm waiting on Jesus to come back. Like, why are you so, what you upset about? Like, I'm going to heaven. I don't know about you. This is, you know, you got to go through that. You got to deal with people treating you like you're fucking crazy. It just is what it is. That takes strength. Especially in a society where everybody else, they sheep. They sheep. The caves don't want you talking about it. They want you to get over it. Again, so-called Jews, 4 years, they still talk about that shit. They want you to get over it, and black folk looking at you, and they want you to shut the fuck up. It ain't that serious. Race don't matter. Love is love. It's like, these niggas, the love is love niggas, these are some gross motherfuckers. These are some you got to have something wrong in your shit. Love is love. Your shit got to be fucked up. You grew up with no codes. You grew up with no codes. It just is what it is. That's tough. That's real. Trey Day says, if pro-blackness was the norm, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Amos Wilson, Malcolm X, and Marcus Garvey wouldn't have been ostracized and betrayed by their own people. Those are facts. That's how I know. Historically, pro-blackness, and that's something we shy away from. I use this example every time. The Black Panther Party. Just look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers of who was in the Black Panther Party. Why wasn't millions of black people a part of the Black Panther Party? That will answer your question. That will answer everything you need to know about what the fuck we dealing with out here. That'll answer everything you need to know. Mike Lawrence says, you think black men and black women will ever stop talking to / about each other like we complete trash? I done had to stop being on SM as much because I'm sick of that shit. Oh, social media. Okay. No, I don't think it's going to ever stop. Now, the reason why I don't feel like it's going to ever stop is because we're not codified. Because it's not a part of our code or would-be culture that we don't do this. Okay? The reason that we are the only people that do it because other cultures got some rules in place. Okay? You can talk about women, you can talk about men, but you cannot pull your race out of women or men to talk about them specifically. One, a main reason being is that white people are not going to pathologize themselves like we do. Okay, it's okay for the black man to be the worst husband. It's okay for the black man to be the biggest cheater. It's okay for the black woman to be the worst wife. It's okay for the black woman to be the biggest cheater. We don't mind saying those things in front of the world for everybody to see as we go in on each other like that. And because we don't see anything wrong and we don't have a culture in place that would make this wrong or just something that from a kid, we don't even do that. When you get that from a kid's age, when you make that a part of the culture, that's the only way it'll stop. Right now, I don't feel like it's a part of our culture. I feel like we don't think nothing of it. I think we do it for money. Somebody talked about earlier selling out, or we say and do certain things for money. Well, for money and for attention, a lot of people will go down this path as well. So as long as it's paying, black dysfunction sells. Okay? Everybody else get to look at us and like, man, look at these niggas, right? I told you, right? I told you, them bitches is crazy, right? That's how they look at us. Look how she talking about her man. Look how he talking about his woman. They don't value each other. Because valuing each other doesn't seem to be a part of this so-called black culture. It's not even in there. And because we don't do that, because we don't talk about individual, we don't do that. You're not going to tell, black people should be able to tell a story about their experience, but they don't do that. What black people do is they'll say black men, blah, 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 blah. Black women, blah, 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 blah. Not the 5 or 6 motherfuckers you fuck with. Even if you may have had a whole lot of motherfuckers, what you would consider a whole lot, let's say 100. That's such a small amount of black people, but we don't think like that. We'll talk about the entire group. And since not being that way isn't a part of our culture, I don't think it's ever going to stop. Every day I see that shit and I just shake my fucking head. I shake my head. It's a little tough, black and bougie. I don't care what nobody say. Black women didn't start doing that shit until black men did it for years, and we finally responded. Yeah, that's a revisionist. That might be a revisionist history right there. I don't. You'll have to show me. I guess. Well, let me know. Like I don't know about that. I don't know about that. When I think about back to some of the first public platforms that the caves were allowing black people to come up on would be the talk shows. Black women was going in on niggas. Black women was going in on niggas because it was something that got to show ratings anyway. But I don't think it matters. Like, I don't think, this would be a circular conversation anyway, even though it don't matter. It don't matter. It says, we finally responded. Okay, what responded as to responding are two different things. If black women would have came out and just responded, it would be over by now because it would have been over in, the 90s? We literally get online every day and have conversations about sex, relationships, and things of that nature. 50-50s, femininity, masculinity. This is what we're talking about every day. To hell with our children's educations, black pride, and to hell with that. I want to know why the fuck I'm sitting here and this bitch want me to pay all her bills. I'm confused. Well, sir, why don't you just get with a woman that's not like that? They all like that. I don't know what the fuck you. It's like, okay, all right, well, it's now that's what like. Okay, like, well, it sounds like you're gonna be talking to. I guess for if all of them like that, it's okay. I don't relate to these niggas. These are dudes that haven't had women, haven't been able to get women possibly. It just, it just don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. It makes no sense. There is no end to the conversation because whoever did it first, you know, the battle of the sexes, that's actually a real thing. Not just amongst black people, because if you understand feminism, if you understand the history of where these things came from, then the battle of the sexes is a real thing. Again, other races just do it a little bit. They're not going to single out their race to do it. You see what I'm saying? The battle of the sexes, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Like, white motherfuckers will write those type of books. It doesn't cause them to get online and say, well, white men get drunk too much and beat my ass. And they also happen to be serial killers for some reason. Even though they're coming up in two-parent homes, white men will leave you with a kid out of wedlock. White men, they not doing that. They'll talk about men. They talk about women. And it's a very distinct difference. But if you watch how black men and women do it, it's very specific. Well, only black women get into being loudmouth, bad attitude having hoes. Only black women deal or would do something like that. Only black men fuck other bitches. This is the bullshit that we say about each other, or we infer about each other. Meanwhile, every other group of people, the man and the woman, are running a fucking muck. They just not saying nothing. For the longest time, do y'all remember how stupid black women said white women were for staying around or staying with a white man who was cheating, or staying with a man that was cheating? They said them bitches was dumb. They're dumb. They're stupid. I would never. Them is doormat bitches. That's what was said about white women. Now, you got black men or black women that are envious of these hoes, or they want them a man with money. Are you going to deal with all the side pussy too? Because I'm going to tell you what I noticed that we do in these conversations. That we'll talk about other races of people, but we don't tell the full story. We don't. We act like they over there just, lovey-dovey and just in each other's arms all day, the wind blowing in slow motion. There's a fucking chef cooking them food, bringing it to the bed. They're just making love all day, and the wind is just so nice. No. That's what we made other people's relationships. Every other race of people have these relationships where it's just, everything is beautiful. That white bitch wouldn't dare suck nobody else's dick. Only black women would do that. That's what we did. Because we're not codified, because we don't have a culture that is held together by having any pride. There's no way you talk about the black woman like that. There's no way you do that. There's no way you talk about the black man like that. You don't do that. Anytime, and this is how you know whether somebody is actually educated or they're just talking shit. Because they'll have experience where they've observed other races of people's relationships. And what they understand, if you observe and listen to other people talk about their relationships, other races of people, you'll see that shit is fucked up. You'll see that. But black people have low self-esteem, so everybody's shit's better than ours. Everybody's living their best life in their relationship. Our love is struggle love. Can you imagine two motherfuckers in a trailer park looking at each other talking about some damn struggle love? Ain't nobody else is going to do that. The code keeps them from acting like that. You got struggle love. I'm tired of black women having to deal with these men that don't have this money. We shouldn't have to deal with struggle love. Meanwhile, the white bitch is helping this motherfucking her husband cook meth in the trailer. She ain't talking about no struggle love. She's cooking meth in the trailer. I don't even want to laugh. Like, it's so sad the way we pedestalize other groups of people. She's cooking meth in the trailer with this motherfucker. Why do y'all do this? Why do y'all act like this? Why do y'all we pedestalize other groups of people for? They ain't even gotta do it no more. We do it. We do it. Brad Pitt got on TV with his bitch. He got on TV with the bitch he was fucking with. And what you found out is that white bitch is crazy. What you should have been known is historically, these white hoes are crazy. They men not sleeping peaceful at night. You know, yeah, like white sleep is different from black sleep. If you got a black woman, there's no way you sleep peaceful. If you're a white man, you just sleeping on a cloud. I think about that meme. I think it's a black man on a cloud. Like white men just, you know, me and my white bitch. Oh, she's so perfect. That's not real. That's what y'all made them people. Y'all turned them into that. Y'all fell for their illusions on what they put forth about the relationship. Clearly, that white man is getting much better sleep, and he never gets outside pussy. He would never cheat on his lady. Meanwhile, they're the reasons that when would be the secretaries up at the office getting dick all up in the bathrooms up at the job, married, that's where that came from. How the fuck did black men become the face of cheating when it should have been the professional white man? Our women allowed for that. Well, they got cheated on a couple times. They was like, well, shit, these niggas cheat more than anybody. No, the blueprint for the nigga or the man that will be cheating on his wife is the professional white man. The business white man. He'll pay $10,000 for some pussy. Sure will. Pay that money, fuck his secretary, assistant, it don't matter. It could be an office aide, they fucking her. But all of a sudden, black men can't control their sexual urges. They fucking everything. It don't matter if they're in a relationship or not. I'm like, come on now. How we get here? You have to have low self-esteem to get here. Hispanic men don't get outside pussy. Asian motherfuckers don't get outside pussy. Don't nobody do it but black men. Huh? All you have to do is talk to other races of people. That's it. I feel like black people's self-esteem is so low because we not even talk like what we just falling for the illusion. You're falling for the trick. We're allowing other black people to get online and talk back and forth to each other. Black man this, black woman that. You would think the black woman, the only woman in the world that will ever cheat, that will ever do anything, you would think it's just her. When I've known white bitches that have sucked their husband brother's dick. It and get pregnant. But the black woman, she is the biggest hoe in the world. It's disgusting what we've allowed to happen. Now, I know we have fun. And we'll laugh, but that shit is crazy to me. And what happens is that we'll congregate. We'll see a black man or a panel of motherfuckers, and they'll be talking this stupid ass shit, and we'll flock to that to have arguments in comment sections. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me. And everybody else is better than us. Every other group of people, perfect bitches, perfect men, everybody's perfect. Their relationships are perfect. They don't argue. There's no crazy shit that goes on. I'm just like, I don't know how y'all let these motherfuckers end up being better than y'all. And y'all accept that. And y'all think that, well, if you just try to be what they act like they are, then you gonna be happy. No, they can't. The facade they created, they can't even keep up with that. It's not real. It's really not real. Seriously. Oh shit. Wait, what? You're a racist? Okay, I don't know what you're. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Black and Bougie says they have a higher marriage rate and two-parent household. That's why they're painted as better. That should be why they're painted as the sickest, most diabolical motherfuckers on the planet. Because having a higher marriage rate, having a more money in the household, having two parents in the household should stop all criminality from happening in those situations. It don't. That's what serial killers are born. So no matter what, excuse me, no matter how a white person is raised up, them the serial killers, them the racists and them the serial killers. Because again, they got two parents in the household. They can have a higher marriage rate, but they're still teaching their kids to hate your black ass, right? They have that culture that they enforce in their households. But they anti-black, and we allowed them to be painted as better because we look at ourselves like we ain't worth a fuck. That's the only way this can happen. In this day and age, with the information we have, and with how talkative white people are, like these motherfuckers, I don't know whether you have been around white people or not. They don't stop. Okay? You don't got to know them like that. They will tell you their whole fucking life story. Period. I don't know how we painted them as better, especially once we call ourselves forcing our way into being around them. Them bitches don't shut up. They're going to tell you everything. Okay? They will tell you everything. The fact that we allow for them to be painted as better, it shows a failure on our part. Because again, pride isn't something that we instill or even have as a code in our teeth. We don't even got that shit. White people don't stop. Just listen to them. They'll tell you about their husband. Lazy motherfucker won't get a job. And you so fucking, we so goddamn self-hating. Like, wait, you fuck with a black man? No, it's a white man. Yeah. He ain't working. Motherfucker ain't worth a damn. Listen to the white man talk about the white woman. Now, again, he not going to sing her out about race, but he going to talk about his wife. Listen to what he say about her. This is a shiftless. This bitch ain't worth a damn. Listen to them. They're telling you. And they will tell you. And I still don't know how the fuck. I don't know how we allow them to be better than us. I really don't. Mad love to license phlebotomist. I'm fucking that up. I know you licensed in what you do. Say, I've been watching you for 11 years now. Love you, Rob. Love you back. Mad love to you for fucking with me for that long. Good Lord. Mad love to anybody that's been out here fucking with me that know I don't be on here bullshit. Motherfuckers be trying to play me, man. Like, motherfuckers are trying to play me like I ain't been spitting facts for a long time now. Like, motherfuckers will try to play. They will. They will. Jay Barrett is a man. Jay Barrett says, I've had arguments with black men and black women about the gender war coonery, and they're not even going to get it. They're not going to understand what you're talking about because it's not a part of our culture to not, you know what I'm saying? It's not a part of our culture to, not talk about each other like that. It's not. It is not. But them, all you gotta do is listen to white people, and then that should take them off the pedestal that they're on. They struggling to pay their bills just like a lot of black people. They don't have more money set aside or nothing like that. Their kids are going up to schools and shit like that. They struggling to pay their fucking bills and mortgages, struggling to pay for certain medications that they need. Some of them even have to put liens and stuff, or not liens, but have to refinance their houses and shit like that just to pay for healthcare and shit like that. They're in the same fucking situation with what capitalism is doing to the working class, but they have a culture that they hang on to. They have a culture that they hold on to regardless. Seriously. Mad love. Some of y'all, look, I'm talking about, it's been too, look, some of y'all saying y'all been here since I was the nigga with the tattoo. So mad love to you for that. If y'all fucking with me and following what I'm saying here, put a B123 in the chat. I should have been asked y'all to do that. Let me just see. Let's get some B123s in chat. If you understand the movement, if you understand what I'm doing, I don't want B123s just to see them bitches. Like it ain't that for me. If you understand, if you can see this shit for what it is, put a B123 in the chat. Y'all know I've been telling the truth for a long time. They might not fuck with me out here. I don't care. They might not fuck with me like that, but man, listen. Regular black man working out here in this world and not a coon, that's tough. And not just coming in the house yelling in the mirror and shit. No, I'm out here like this in the world. I exist like this in the world. And that should be respected. I've been humble about that shit for a long time, but nah, that's got to be respected. And anybody that does this shit, anybody that has to put they would-be livelihood on the line and do this shit, mad love to you, yo. Mad love to you. Fuck all this light work shit. Like, we act like that's a small thing. That's not no fucking small thing. I've even acted like it. Like, that's a big deal. At any moment, any one of these motherfuckers be like, you know what? You be talking that shit. And we looked you up. And you gotta get the fuck up out of here. Any day. I don't got jigger money. I don't got that. I don't got that sitting in the fucking bank. And motherfuckers be out here trying to disrespect me. That's why I be having to cuss motherfuckers out sometimes. This is why. Oh, let me see. What trade they talking about? Let me see. Mad love to the B123s in the chat too. Mad love. Says Trey says, Brother Rob, who do you think Africa was I think you meant why. You have to mean why. Brother Rob, why do you think Africa was so easy for the caves and Arabs to colonize Africa so easily? Wait, who do you think Africa was so easy? Okay. I think I understand. What do you think the downfall for Africa's colonization? Wait, what do you think was the downfall for Africa's colonization? The downfall for Africa's colonization? I think, well, I'll say this. To answer both questions, let me say this. One thing that Africa struggled with was having a continental style of army, continental style of military force. Now, with them having let's say, for example, the army of Congo, the army of Ghana, instead of them having you know how we have like an American military, you know, and a Russian military. I don't know. Now, I think that Africa would have been way more powerful if they had like an Africa military. Like, even when all the bullshit going on, all the bullshit that's going on, we're going to set aside our differences between the regions and whatever, and we're going to come together to fight off the outside forces. We're going to come together for that alone. We're going to fight off the outside forces by us coming together. We may have our shit going on in here, but when it comes time to bang, goddammit, this is the whole team. We're going to come in here and do this shit together. I think if Africa would have taken that approach, or if that would have ever been, even to this day, if that's ever the approach that Africa takes, I think Africa will end up being a powerhouse style country. But since they have a lot of infighting that goes on within Africa, the continent itself, they don't have an African, you know, continental army. I think that will benefit Africa a lot, just based on the numbers alone. I do believe that the colonization would have still happened, because what the white man did with the gun was something that we have to acknowledge what he did with that gun. We have to acknowledge what he was able to do with that gun. How he was able to conquer with the gun. That's even as he, went around colonizing different places, not just Africa, of course, but other places with the gun. That changed the trajectory of the history for the white man and his mama, was the invention of the gun. So, I think that Africa could have held on a lot longer. I think it could have been way more powerful. I think it could be more powerful to this day, but I still believe with the advent or with the invention of the gun, when the white man got the gun in his hand, he became tough. The white man and his mama, once they got that shit together, they became tough. Because now they don't have to come see you to fight you. They can fight you from a distance. And that's the white man and his mama's specialty. They're not hand to hand with it like that. If there were never any invention of any guns and it was based on hand to hand combat, the white man wouldn't have colonized the way he colonized all over the planet. It wouldn't have happened like that at all. It wouldn't have. That gun did something for him. That gun really, really, really gave him, this is absolutely correct. Righteous indignation says not just a gun, but its propensity for violence periods. Absolutely. Because even before the advent of the gun, if you study the Dark Ages, which they conveniently skip over in school because they want you to come out to the Renaissance period and Shakespeare's writing poetry and shit, like, bitch, it didn't go like that. But what they do is they skip over the Dark Ages. Even with swords and cannons, these bitches couldn't get along with each other. Something's wrong with them. But what they did wasn't what they was able to do is bond over anti-blackness. They looked at Africa and said, okay, what we gonna do is set aside our differences and just bond on whiteness alone. And we're gonna take this motherfucker over. We're gonna divvy it up. And then, of course, the Asians came in later. What was the white men and the Afghanis, they was doing that shit first. But once they put their differences aside and just say, well, we gonna just be against black people, it was a wrap. Black people didn't realize who their enemy were. We were still fighting amongst each other like we do now, like black men and women do right now. We don't notice who our enemy is, so we'll fight amongst each other when our enemy is right here. White man and his mama sitting right there on your head every goddamn day. The reason your attitude's so goddamn bad, really, if you think about it. Right? Paying bills all the time, they don't make you mad. Make me mad. I don't know about nobody else. Keep me on edge, goddamn it. Paying these bills and shit, right? But instead of dealing with them and dealing with that system, we fight with each other. The same thing the Africans was doing. Same shit. The same shit. The exact same, if you ask me. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Lily of the Nile says the violence they imposed on us, they did to themselves first. A lot of it they did. Now, the system of slavery, chattel slavery, no. But as far as the violence, like where they would off with your head with the guillotine, motherfucking getting quartered, and these bitches would burn white bitches for practicing witchcraft. Like, these motherfuckers is crazy, Was and is. Let's just be fair. Was and is crazy. But we've allowed for ourselves to take their spot as the most violent motherfucker on the planet. Again, low self-esteem is the only way this will be allowed. That's the only way this type of work can be done, is if you have low self-esteem. It's the only way it can be done. You're not the worst. There's no way, because you're looking around like, okay, everybody. So this is some human shit. Like, people just be out here wilding sometimes. Okay, you wouldn't think you're the worst, but that's what they do. That's what they do. We will let ourselves be the fucking worst. And we don't have no problem with that. None. Trey, wait. Okay, Trey said, what now? But who started the slave trade first? Was the Arabs or the caves? Based on the history that I've done, it was the Arab who started it first. The caves just took it to another level. The Arabs started first. There was more, isolated. The caves took it and made it something completely different, completely diabolical, completely nefarious, completely problematic. The caves did something different with how they, imposed this system all over wherever they went. When we talking about breeding, where they had breeding farms for black people to even just to create more slaves, like, what the caves did is something way different, something way more diabolical, and took place for so long. But the Arabs did it first. The Arabs was practicing slavery first towards all types of people, really, honestly. The caves made that shit something way different. And how they was treating black people on these plantations, that's something way different. Raising slaves to give birth to more slaves, and it's just something way more different, way more diabolical. Wait. Knapp says, how about Brother Trump's former education secretary openly brought up the idea of colonizing Africa, and we got blacks for Trump. Biden ain't no better, but when Trump gets in, think he won't. Man, let me say this about the Trump. The understanding of what Donald Trump is, or the threat that Donald Trump poses to what he seems to pose to black people. I don't feel that threat from Donald Trump. So, not to knock, black men and women who, look at politics and, have these worries or concerns about what's going to happen. I just don't. I really, literally could care less. I don't give a fuck who the president is. I know, I understand what I'm going to be doing no matter who the president is and no matter who is in there. And if Trump does come in and decide he wants to colonize Africa, then it's up to the Africans to then defend themselves. And I know they won't do it nuclearly. I know they want to attack Africa with nuclear weapons because the land that the black people are standing on in Africa is rich with it feeds the world. The continent of Africa feeds the world. So they won't be getting nuked out. There's not going to be a situation like that. I think if they were to try to colonize Africa, I think the idea of a global army or global one force to fight outside forces would be something that Africa needs to do. If that was to be something that Trump would even be, because then I think he may have to deal with the Chinese too. And I don't know if Trump want war with the Chinese or not, but I don't care either. That's the thing. Like, once I start trying to figure out what the fuck white men gonna do when they get in positions of power, it just gets to be to where I just give up. I can see, like, I don't care. Whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna do. And we're gonna be here dealing with it. We're gonna be here dealing with it. But I really don't, I don't give a fuck about Trump winning, if he don't win. I really don't care. I know that my people are out here having to work at least 3-4 jobs to make ends meet. That's been something I'm watching happening, regardless. Something's always fucked up, for working class people. So, I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. They don't like that, do they? I said, don't let black folk hear you say you ain't scared of Trump, boy. Black people want you to be scared of Trump so bad. So bad. They want you to be so afraid that this man gonna bring in racism. And it's like, bring in racism? Like, what the fuck? I disagree with that because of based on history, I disagree that Trump's gonna bring in racism. Racism has to, one, exist first before it can even be brought in. Why are white people still so fucking racist? Now that's a rhetorical question. I don't really care, but that is the crux. If a motherfucker got him say, I guess to stand up and do some type of racist symbolic or some type of racist message, if there ain't no racist in the crowd to respond, then he don't get nothing to say back. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost like a MC or something, spitting some bars and then hold the mic out to the crowd. Y'all know singers and shit. Y'all was talking about Usher. Like, let's just do Usher. Usher was the last motherfucker y'all was on his head about Alicia Keys. Y'all ought to be ashamed of y'all goddamn self. I swear black folk ought to be ashamed. But let's say Usher saying, whatever the fuck he saying in his song, he hold the mic out. If Trump was to get up there, spitting some KKK bars, just going in, and he hold a mic out, and there's nobody there, then it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter that the people can be, or at least they claim that they can be swayed, that's a problem in and of itself. And that's the part that nobody want to talk about. They want to talk about Trump. All he can do is spit bars. Once he put the mic out, okay, and how the crowd, when the motherfucker do like this, one of them moves, if ain't nobody out there to say nothing with him, then there's no problem. But y'all don't want to deal with the people. Y'all want to talk about Trump. And that's the part I disagree with. I don't care who black talk to me about that. I'm not listening to that. Because I know there ain't no callback if ain't nobody out there with the same message or getting hype off the message. Like, get the fuck out of here. And Trump didn't do that. Legacy, culture, white people, cave culture did that. That's why that's why Trump can do like this and people gonna be clapping. That's why. That ain't his fault. I can't blame him for that. That's the culture. That's what culture do. I'm like, come on now. I don't even, I personally don't. Donald Trump is not somebody that I give a fuck about. Racism isn't something that, I'm up thinking that somebody's going to be elected and racism going to end. I don't believe that. I think that racism has to stop being so popular amongst the caves. And as long as caves support racism, racism will still be a thing. This is why I don't care how many caves sit around talking about how non-racist they are. I don't listen to that shit. I don't believe it. They're not spreading awareness to end racism in no form in the world. They're not spreading awareness to try to end racism amongst themselves. They don't need to talk to black folk about ending racism. They don't need to talk to us. They're not out here trying to end racism amongst themselves. Therefore, I know for a fact that they're still practicing racism and teaching and passing down racism to their children. So Donald Trump is a microcosm of the issue. Joe Biden, him, it's all the same. America is anti-black, period. It is what it is. It's anti-black. And black people need to come to grips with that. Stop trying to change white folks' mind and get some pride about your goddamn self. Get some pride about you. Get some pride about you, your history, your people, your features, your skin. Get some pride about your shit. The fuck? That's what I'm waiting on. Florida Rail says Cat Williams has exposed Hollywood. If people really ever fuck with Cat Williams like that, Cat Williams been saying the same shit for years. If people really, really fuck with Cat Williams like that, that's how I know. I don't know whether people did or not. Cat Williams has been exposing, even his stand-up specials, this man was doing this. So, the reaction to what he said on Shannon Sharp's show, it was odd to me. Some of the stuff he said. Now, him saying Harvey Weinstein wanted to suck his dick in, like that was crazy. But a lot of other stuff that Cat Williams was saying, he been saying for so long. And I don't understand why people just act like it's some new shit that he was saying. He been saying that. And he been not fucking with those same comedians. Now, I think Ricky Smiley might be a little new to the list of people, but I mean, it wasn't. No one cares. The fucked up part about Cat Williams exposing Hollywood is that no one cares. The fans and the supporters of Hollywood are still going to be fans and supporters of Hollywood. It's not going to change anything. This is back when, y'all remember when YouTube used to allow for Illuminati videos? The Hollywood was getting exposed, not only just from Cat Williams, but all these different type of videos that would be out, that would talk about these certain people in these certain positions that do certain things. It's been talked about. No one cares. The regular people, the masses, the people don't care. Don't give a damn. Doesn't matter. They're still gonna be fans of these people. They still gonna, listen and believe what all they saying. Like, they're still gonna do that shit. I remember when YouTube was flooded with videos where they was exposing all these Hollywood motherfuckers with the symbology and all this shit. Man, Cat Williams ain't. It's the same type of shit. It's the same type of shit. No one cares. No one. Doesn't stop anything. Doesn't stop anything. People still, if they fans of those people, they still gonna fuck with those people regardless. But I mean, Cat Williams getting on there saying this shit, that's real shit. Like, that's real shit. Y'all don't remember like, old school YouTube? Illuminati had the back. Let me see. I can say the Illuminati had YouTube in a chokehold. Okay? Everybody, all the videos came out. Illuminati, Hollywood sacrifices, the pedophilia that goes on in Hollywood, these casting couches, these white men fucking with these kids, dealing with these rich, powerful motherfuckers that would be, on some rapey type of old bullshit. Like, all that shit, man. All that shit was in there. No one cares. No one gives a fuck. At all. I used to even talk about the Illuminati shit, but I know people wouldn't. People didn't give a fuck about that. They didn't care. And then YouTube started taking all that shit down. They thought y'all would forget, and I think for the most part it worked. This is why when people heard Cat Williams, they was like, "Oh my God!" And I'm sitting here like, "Where the fuck y'all? Where do people be?" This is the same stuff. Now that's not to discredit Cat Williams or what he got up there and said, but that's just to say, like, come on, yo. People been talking about this stuff. Gatekeepers, the black boule. This ain't new concepts. These the black Hollywood in its own separate entity, as its own separate entity. This ain't new stuff. This ain't new shit. Oh my God. Malik. Oh my God. Malik says, I miss old YouTube, the good old days before all the censor. Oh, I loved it. I probably, honestly, if it wasn't for that shit, I'd probably be making a whole lot more videos. I just hate that, and black people thought it was going to be a win for us, and I knew it wasn't. That's how I know we don't pay attention. Any laws that get enforced, it's going to affect us more. It's going to affect us more all the time. I would much rather log into YouTube and see videos of white people saying nigger than me have to get on here and be censored because I'm talking about racism. I'll take those 2 white motherfuckers or how many ever white motherfuckers saying nigger. I don't give a fuck about that. That shit didn't hurt me. Didn't hurt me at all. But they didn't check with me either. YouTube and them didn't check with me to see, like, Rob, is it bothering you? I'm like, no, like, I can say whatever I want to say. Okay, let them go then. Because I knew once they started that cracking down shit, it's going to come down on black people the hardest. It always does. It always does. I've been shadow banned on here. They done deleted my channel on this. Like, I knew that was what was going to be coming. Because now any talk about race, where you have an opinion, you have a strong opinion about it, that's looked at as hate speech. I knew it. I told niggas. Like, this ain't about white folks saying nigga, and why does that bother y'all like that anyway? Like, who cares? Like, who the fuck cares? Man, please. Yeah, this is a whole new channel. Black and Bougie says years ago you had way more subs too. No, that channel was deleted. I had to start this channel from the ground up, as Franklin Saint said, brick by brick. That's what this was. I built this shit brick by brick. Over here, they deleted that whole channel. It's gone. Period. Period. I ain't nice about it. I ain't nice about it. Yeah. See, I talked about all types of shit. And still can. I mean, this is not, because I know Mike said you had a lot more content on it. A lot. And people would have been able to see my growth over the years, like where I came from, how I speak, how I begin to speak. And it's more of a, you can see the whole thing with my other channel up. But I mean, they got rid of it. I ain't cry about it. Wasn't no big deal. I couldn't imagine being reliant on YouTube right now for actual, my livelihood, so to speak, and to be censored that way. Like, I couldn't do it. I drive these trucks. I come fuck with y'all when I can. It is what it is. But I know if you talking a certain type of talk, if you don't give a fuck about nothing about what white people talking about, or about what they think, or you're not trying to, make them look at you a certain way, then they're going to get rid of your channel. What's some shit that's been happening that y'all might want to talk about real quick? Let me think. I know outside of the Usher shit, the way y'all talk about other people's relationships is completely insane to me personally. What y'all bitch ass niggas was saying about Swiss Beats and what you wouldn't allow Alicia Keys to do, or what you would have done, like, y'all some hoe ass niggas for real. And what I'm noticing is that the more masculinity coaches that, present themselves, the more bitch made niggas become. And I think there should be a study done. Because the more coaches that I see, the more bitch made hoe ass niggas emerge. Or are spawned, maybe. But there should be some study done on that for real. Because there has to be a correlation. But now you got it to where everybody gives their opinion about somebody else's marriage. Or somebody else's relationship. Yeah, I did that. I talked about this already. I talked about the coon comedian that joked on George Floyd. I talked about the Grammy, Black and Bougie. Some of y'all might have missed some. Y'all might have missed some stuff. Y'all gotta go back. What you said, the bar about reaction to racism, Shawnee? I don't know which bar you talking about. I've been talking now for 2.5 hours. I don't know. I talked about Jay-Z whining about his wife not getting. They about to be whining again. I want y'all to see what's coming now that she's doing country. Beyonce's going to be doing country music. So what they're going to be doing is whining again about the white country stations not accepting Beyonce as a country singer. That'll be the new cry. You see. It's just. What's clapped? Casey said Obsidian page got clapped. Is that deleted? Is that lingo for deleted? Obsidian. I remember that boy. I remember that boy. I do remember him. He's a lying ass, hoe ass nigga. It just is what it is. Empowered Network says, what's your opinion on the migrant crisis right now? None. Here's what I know about migrants. They're not letting themselves in. Here's what they're trying to do to y'all. They're bringing these migrants into places that black people really don't want them to be. So now they're going to make the enemy going to be the migrant, not the motherfucker driving the bus. They think they slick. And what happens is because you're calling it a migrant crisis, that means that even you may have fallen for it. The migrants not driving themselves over here. They're not doing that. That's what they're using to distract the people. They're not doing that. They're being allowed to do that. So then look at the people who are allowing it to happen and let your issue be with them. The issue should be with the white man and his mama, not the migrant themselves. I'll say that. Not saying that you did say but call it a migrant crisis. I ain't no such thing as a crisis. To me, I don't have a crisis. You have to, for it to be a crisis situation, it had to be something that's affecting your would-be livelihood. And I don't know, again, where you live, this could be happening. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know. I just drive trucks and shit. So if it's affecting your livelihood, I understand. But be mindful when you looking at the migrants to look at the motherfucker driving the bus. Who does he work for? Okay, who sent the bus to drop the people off? The governor that's writing is he writing credit cards to migrants out in New York? People in New York can be mad as hell at the migrants if they want to, but it's the governor that's writing those out, or the mayor, one of the two. Be mad at him. These people ain't doing it on their own. Like, I don't like that. I don't like when we have problems with people based on laws that are in place or maybe legislation that's in place that looks out for them. Like, what the fuck? That ain't got nothing to do with you. That's the government. As always, saying fuck you niggas. And instead of you saying fuck them too, you look at migrants, you look at immigrants. We'll look at, I'm talking about we'll look all around the world. And of course, we're going to look at each other because we're dumb. So we'll look all over the place for all the problems when whole time, right? Whole time, it's the white man and his mama back there pulling strings, distracting you niggas with all this other extra ass shit. That's what I think. That's what I think. Oh man, they was going crazy about that. Jay says I was so out of the loop, I didn't know motherfuckers was talking about Swiss Beats and that Usher and Alicia Keys performance. Man, listen. They made that the talk of the town because of some hug he gave her behind her. She's cheesing all big and shit, happy as fuck. I'm just like, you can tell the men who are insecure as fuck. Now, if you talk to men, you would never guess they were insecure. Insecurity is for women. This is a female trait. What you'll notice if you really study men is that men have the very same insecurities that women have, even though they'll act like only women got them. It's some Jedi mindfuck shit. How the fuck you marry an Alicia Keys, a performer, an entertainer, right? And then be mad if a motherfucker dancing on her or with her or what? That don't even make no sense. How do you even, let's say, because Usher just got married to a cave or cave adjacent bitch at least. How are you married to a motherfucker like him and then you have a problem with him dancing on hoes? That's what he do. He serenade and dance on hoes. That's just what he do. I don't understand how you could have a problem with that. Real shit. Like, you know what that is. You know what that is. So it's like, you know, if you sign up for that and then you can't handle that or you be mad about that or be jealous about that, then you're a fucking weirdo ass motherfucker to me. But men show themselves. They expose themselves for being insecure. Not as macho as they get around and sit around and act like they are. They think that's some macho shit. Man, I would never let my woman do that. It's Alicia Keys. Okay? Grammy won her some cave awards. Got her some millions of dollars. Got her some bread set aside. Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? What are you saying? That you wouldn't let her do. That's crazy. What, you gonna beat Usher's ass? You gonna Will Smith the ball? Like, I'll be saying anything, but this what goes to show you why a lot of times, a lot of fights and stuff happen or misunderstandings about women. And men will claim that shit don't happen. We don't fight over hoes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I don't know who you lying to, but yes, you do. Y'all insecure as fuck. Y'all don't stand, you're not standing on your shit properly. Ain't no way you worried about no shit like that. Mike says, you saw Killer Mike say that black men should only be with black women on a breakfast. I did not see that. I didn't see Killer Mike say that, but I can imagine he got some pushback from the Love is Love crowd, the swirlers, the divestors. He got some pushback on that. I know he did. I know he got some pushback on that. Because this be some cool niggas that would be like, well, what you trying to say? All right, get the fuck out of here. Right, I saw that. Leticia said, Swiss says he wasn't bothered, and he shouldn't be. He'd been knowing Alicia Keys for a long time. He'd been with her for a while. Like, why would he, at the place in their marriage where they are, why would that be his issue? A hug. The fuck? Now, she laid down on her back, threw her legs behind her head, and Usher was bouncing on her pussy like this, with, hunching her and shit. That'd be different. You niggas is crazy. That's all it is to it. Y'all niggas is crazy. That's all it is to it. Crazy. It's insane. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But what Killer Mike said would have, man, please. We've been on, black men, of course, should be with black women. I don't see how you could choose to be with any other woman. I don't understand the alternatives or the other choices that we are convinced that exist. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Not for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, I don't see that. So, but that is some type of racist. And of course, the love is love and swirlers. They'll come around and act like you're supposed to be open to fucking with all other types of hoes. And I'm not. I'm not worried or I'm not concerned with trying to get other types of women like many of us are. It doesn't happen with me like that. Doesn't happen with me like that. Hold on, let me see something. Let me see something real quick. What the fuck? 240? Hold on. I'm trying to find hold on. No. Okay, I must don't have it on here. Yeah, I must not. Okay. 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 I ain't got it up there. What up, Biggs? O and O says, but in all seriousness, I think the migrant situation is replacing the black vote. We shouldn't be voting anyway. I don't understand that. I don't even understand why we even I don't get it. Can't quite understand that. But if that's what they're doing, I just don't want to be the migrants that take the ire for that. It's not them. You know what I'm saying? If the migrant situation is to replace the black vote, that means the white man and his mama want to replace the black vote, in which case have your problem with them, not the migrants or the immigrants or none of these other motherfuckers that sometimes black people like to stop to have a problem with, like they let themselves get in here, like they let themselves over here. They didn't do that. And that's one of when I'm having these conversations about immigrants and even the migrants now, they didn't do it. And when I'm talking to people, it's like almost like they skip over that part. These migrants is the problem, blah, 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 blah. Well, they didn't do it. Deal with the people who did it. And if you're not going to deal with them, then you ain't trying to deal with the real problem. You're going to keep running around in circles and you're going to keep on with the same bullshit where you're not looking at who the enemy is, who the problem is, who's trying to replace your vote. Who doing that? Not the migrants. The migrants don't give a fuck about replacing your vote. So who's doing it? Who sent them to do that work? That's who you should focus on. Mad love to you, Shawnee Brown. Mad love to you. A lot of times we get sidetracked. We start looking at the immigrants. We start looking at the goddamn, other people. And I'm like, no, they didn't let themselves over here. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. Trey Day says, hey, Rob, have you heard Benzino expose Eminem racist tapes in the past and black people still defending Eminem and say he's not racist? Can you speak on that issue? I can't defend Eminem's racism or non-racism. He's white. I would imagine his culture is built in racism. That's what I say about all white people. What some black people are able to do, when they like certain white people, they can say, well, he's not like that, or she's not like that, or that's my friend. And we can even extend that over to artists like an Eminem, among other white people that that black people may like as actors, athletes, whatever. They can speak to the fact and say he's not racist. I would never say Eminem is not racist. I would never say that. That's for him to say and for me to side eye. It ain't for me to say at all. I don't look at the fact that he grew up around black folks. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of black people, that's enough. But again, when I tell you we don't have a culture, this is what I'm talking about. You said right here, black people still defending him and saying he's not racist. Do you think there's a Jewish person that will say that Kanye West isn't an anti-Semite? All of them unanimously have decided that Kanye West is not. No, if you Jewish, if you so-called Jew, we don't fuck with him. the fact that black people would be split on Eminem or defending whether he is or not a racist just goes to show you the mentality of the people, black people. That's the only part of the issue that I give a fuck about speaking on, because you know the Eminem using the word nigger in his raps versus some black girl he was fucking with back in the day. She broke his heart, so called, and he called her a nigger. I've been knew that. I didn't need Benzino to expose that. I've been knew that. But I'm also the person who says white culture is built on anti-blackness and racism. So I don't look at Eminem as a anomaly, or I don't look at him like that. Black people do. And that's because we don't have a culture that would teach you, well, no, we don't let him just come out here and we don't let him get away with that. We don't defend whether or not he's racist. He'd have to prove that. And no. That shit been came out. Eminem still going in. Eminem still going in. Oh, let me see. I hope that you know that I totally understand and agree with you. I just said that comment to add to the conversation. Absolutely. Oh, I get it. Like, no, I know. No. If I felt like you was on some bullshit, you would be able to tell if I'm trying to go in on your motherfucking ass. You would be able to tell. I ain't that nice. I'm not that nice. So if I thought you was on some real big boy coon shit, I would have been on your head. I gets it in with the motherfuckers. I gets it in. But people defend Eminem the same way that people will gonna let people come into this cookout. It's the same mentality, the same energy that's able to do one, is able to then defend Eminem as a non-racist. You even had black folk mad at Umar Johnson for what he said about Eminem couldn't be the GOAT of hip-hop. They was mad, and not the Caves, because we expect the Caves to be mad. Black folk was mad at Umar. Black folk was mad. They came and called Umar a racist. So, again, you're dealing with us not having a culture that would say, hey, Umar Johnson, you the racist. Not Eminem, who called a black woman a nigger back in the day. No, I'm going to say Umar Johnson is the racist. Because he said Eminem, because Eminem is white, can't be a GOAT in hip-hop because hip-hop is black. Now, I have several different ideas and theories about that, but I wasn't about to sit here and be like, well, Umar is racist. No. Black people did that. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know. Lily of the Nile says, we spend too much time concentrating on the wrong things. We shouldn't care about what rich people are doing. Have class consciousness. They benefit from your lack. Absolutely. 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 I'm telling you, if I could drill that point home to black folk, man, listen, we'd be on our way. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. All we want to talk about now is relationships. You know that. That's it. When we're not talking about relationships, we're talking about rich people's relationships and what we would do if we was them. Like, that's all we want to talk about. Me trying to get us to build a culture with pride, that's something that's looked at as radical. That's something looked at as hotepy. What Umar Johnson going viral again for? That woman running up on stage? I seen some woman run up on stage and say he had hit that shit or something. There's some crazy shit going on. Some woman ran up on stage and said he had hit it last night, and maybe she was mad. I didn't watch it because I didn't care. I ain't gonna lie and say I cared when I did. I felt like it was some fake shit, so I didn't, give it any of my, like. And even if it was real shit, like Umar, you gotta stop fucking crazy bitches at least. You at least gotta stop doing that. Cause I'm not gonna tell you can't get pussy. Who am I, right? Who am I to tell you can't get pussy? But the least you got to do is stop the crazy bitches. You can't do that. You can't do that. And based on what I saw, the lady was unshapely. I'm not saying Umar wouldn't do that. I just, why would you do that? Why would you ever lay up with somebody that big? It's tough. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to. It's a little tough. A little tough. Right. Yeah, I don't. Oh, and you're right. A man is a man, but don't, like, it just, I don't care. I'm not about to clock what nobody doing what they did. I'm not about to do that. That's something that black people are very, very, we're vested in what people are doing with their dicks. I'm not the type person that's going to be, uh, dick watching, dick clocking. Like, I came from an era where you wasn't, that ain't what you did. Now, I know that this new era is a little different. These guys are free to do things that, I mean, Spready Gibbs, like, what the fuck y'all know about Spready Gibbs right now? The new era of men, they're able to do things that I just, I don't even understand how the fuck they're doing it and still get to the point where they can be masculine or feel prideful about what they're doing. Because I saw that Spready Gibbs was trending the other day. And I don't even got time for that type of shit. Spready Gibbs? Who has time for that? I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I read that apparently there's a lady with a video of Freddie Gibbs holding his asshole open. Now, I thought only gay people did that. I wouldn't have thought, you see what I'm saying? Like, and I was told that I'm sexually closed off because I'm not with that shit. I'm not with no ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, this woman told me I was sexually closed off. And when she told me I was sexually closed off, I could have defended myself. Like, nah, I ain't closed off. What I decided to do, like a man, was concede and carry an L and tell everybody in the world that I'm sexually closed off. If that's what it means for me not to want nobody playing in, with, or around my ass, then I'm sexually closed off. I carry the L. I put that L right here. Sexually closed off. I'm telling everybody I can find. Anybody who will listen, I'm sexually closed off. Yeah. That's just where I am with this shit. It's too much fluid sexual shit going on out here. Okay? It's too much shit going on. What niggas painting nails, like the shit that's going on out here that's being accepted and, you know, tucked under the veil of masculinity and men, self-care. I'm not one of them ones. Okay? I'm not going to be one of them ones. I'm not one of them ones. I'm not fluid. I'm old school, if you will. Rigid, rough, toxic even maybe. I don't know. But I know I'm not fluid. And I know a lot of stuff I see these niggas doing out here, situations they're getting caught into out here, is some gay ass shit. I'm just going to play out. Yo, that Playboy Cardi shit, is somebody mentioning in the comment here? Like, yo, how you gonna have a thong going up your ass, though? How you do that? These men are free to do things that I would never consider. And even if a woman was to be into that type of man, what has to happen in my situation is you got to tell that bitch to move on. There's no way. Like, okay, I'm sexually closed off. Whatever you say. What the fuck ever you say. If it got to be on some ass play shit, like, I ain't with that. And women that are with that are not for me. That's just all it is to it. It's very simple. That's crazy. But Freddie Gibbs, I saw that. They calling that boy Spready now. I said, God damn. All because he let a woman record this in his phone or in her phone. She recorded him spreading his ass open. So now they calling that boy Spready, and he deserve it. I'm not saying he should be necessarily canceled, but if you a lot, like, come on, my boy. Like, come on. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That gay ass shit. I'm regular. Right. It be women out here trying to, they be trying to shame me sometimes, make it seem like I'm lame because I ain't with the gay shit. But I'll take that. That's the pressure I'll take. A lot of these dudes, they'll try to please women. They'll be on some old other shit, or they'll try some old other shit. I'm not with that. I'm not doing no gay shit to please no woman. Period. I don't give a fuck. It'll never happen. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. I could give a fuck less. Chick-fil-A on Sundays. That's fuck. As fuck. And the bitch tried to make it seem like it was like it turned her off. Like, I don't like that. I really hate when women do that anyway, but I ain't trying to turn you on, bitch. So there's no way that me saying I want my asshole played with, you acting like that turns you off. Like, well, now we can't fuck. Like, ma'am. Wasn't nobody reaching for your pussy anyway. Stop this. I want it to stop. I get so tired of being hit up and being asked questions about certain things. And then the moral to the whole story is, well, you ain't gonna get this pussy then. And I'd be like, why is that the vibe? I wasn't reaching for it. You keep that. Especially if you fuck with boys that like their ass played in. Good chance he playing on both sides of the field. I wouldn't want to fuck with you anyway. The fuck? The fuck out of here. I think women are convinced that every man is trying to fuck. I think women are convinced that every man, if they decided they will fuck him, then he automatically will fuck them too. I think that's where female or the woman arrogance, a part of it, exists in this space. They really believe once they decide they'll fuck you, then if you say something that maybe they don't like, and they be like, well, I can't fuck you now. And I'm like, wait, I wasn't even on no shit like that. Anyway, it was a regular conversation. But they are acting like that out here. So you need y'all young brothers to be mindful. They slinging. You let these hoes get on this internet and lie about this money and, Cheesecake Factory and all that shit if you want to. It's a game. In real life, they fucking. Podcast be damn. Okay? In real life. Okay, I know that's heavy. I had to slow that down. Like, I'm talking about off this computer, off this social media, in real life. They're fucking. Okay? Everybody's still fucking. You let these motherfucking bitch-made motherfuckers get on this internet and they play in our face. They'll act like they not. They'll act like it's, men, bad, no men. Women, bad. Can't fuck with these hoes. No women. They out here fucking. Okay? Do not let them get on podcasts or videos and lie. Because they will lie. They're fucking. Okay? Women are busting that pussy open, and these dudes, as much as they talk about hoes and all this shit, dicks is out. Okay? They don't care about hoism the way they purport to online. Okay? That's not real. That is fake shit. whenever you're trying to figure out why these hoes always got men, it's because you fell for the illusion that somehow hoes wasn't gonna get men. And I don't know why the fuck you thought that. If she bad, it doesn't matter. You're wondering how certain women can run around and get all these dudes and they hoes, and men claim they don't like hoes. Men are lying. Okay? They don't want the woman to be a hoe out there. Okay? With them, they want that woman to have the experience that they would call hoishness. They want her to have the experience by the time they get to them. So she'll know how to arch that back already, and you ain't even got to tell her, right? She already know what to do. So you want her to have the whole experience anyway. You just don't want her to be necessarily out here in the streets when you get her. But these niggas, because there are so many people lying, that's fucking the game up. Everyone is lying. Don't nobody suck dick no more. That's a lie. This stuff is really happening, and you don't have to take them to an expensive restaurant for this. Do not let this internet fool you. Have you resenting people that you ain't even never met? Have you closed off from people that you ain't never even met? Okay? Don't let this internet fool you like that. Ain't nobody out here on no shortage of, ain't no shortage of sex happening out here. Period. And then you got motherfuckers out here that's judging now. They thinking that's gonna work. You know how niggas are now talking about some, somebody get pregnant or some shit like that. They're like, well, where's the ring? Like, shut the fuck up. I get so tired of this. Like, this pussy dick watching. Where's your ring? You supposed to get married before you have a kid. Okay, I'm not saying it in a better way, but stop fucking saying that shit every time somebody deal with somebody and they get pregnant. No one gives a fuck what you're talking about. You're just wasting your breath. Do you know how hard pussy is to pull out of? Do you consider that when you talking all this shit? These raggedy, self-righteous hoes out here talking about marriage. Then you got these raggedy, righteous hoe-ass niggas out here. Oh, y'all didn't get married. What a ring. I get so tired of seeing pregnancies and baby showers with no weddings. Look, if you're getting tired of seeing it, turn your phone off. Just close your... Easy. Turn your phone off. Then you ain't got to see it. Then you can shut your bitch ass up and deal with your life and do whatever you want to do in your life. Shut your whole ass up. I get so tired, especially when I'm seeing more black people doing it now. Like, where y'all get this from? This uppity ass attitude y'all got, where you can sit around and tell people what to fucking do with their wombs, with their dicks. Fuck out of here. Not factoring in nothing about how hard it is to pull out. And then we can't even get into the reality of women that like for you not to pull out. We can't even talk about that. Oh my God, that might cause a very serious problem. Can't even talk about it. Every time a man come in a woman, he snuck her. Every time that he don't make it out that pussy, it's because he snuck her. He planned it. He plotted on getting her pregnant. Like, we can't even have real conversations out here. Y'all let these people do this. Y'all let these people get away with this on these podcasts. They get to say anything. Real life be damned. Real life don't even be factored in. They get to say anything. And we let them. They get to call themselves coaches and gurus. People gather around and listen to these motherfuckers talk, and it's a bunch of bullshit. This ain't real life shit. And black people done got to be so judgmental that I can't even you know, I can't even tell the difference between us and some of these would be stuck up ass motherfuckers. Like, that ain't who you like. Come on, who you fooling with that? Act. Who you fooling with that? Get pregnant first before you have all your kids. Who? Who else in the world is doing that? What y'all did was y'all told yourself that white folk only always have kids when they pregnant. Or if somebody get pregnant, they get married. That's a goddamn lie. Y'all trying to live up to a culture that ain't even doing that shit for real. The fuck? Everybody getting this high horse shit. Can't have no real conversations. Do not let the computer, do not let social media ruin your perspective about people that you never met in real life. Don't do that. The ones you already done met, you seen they weren't worth a fuck, fine. Do not let it fuck up your whole opinion of people. Do not let it make you think that women out here stuck up as fuck, not running pussy, asking for money all the time. That's not real shit. It's not real. It's not real at all. And I feel like we're falling for it because it's like, that shit ain't real. Have y'all been out here to talk to real women? Have y'all talked to, men in real life? Like, this shit don't be real. These niggas ain't out here on that type of time. These women ain't out here on that type of time for real. They're not really like that. They're not. Everybody's fucking. I'm sorry. And as many times as y'all can come on this internet and try to stop it, it's not gonna happen. They tried religion. They look at what all they tried. They tried to put it into religion. Look, stay out that pussy. What a nigga do? He got to that part. He squinted. That thing said, what he did with this part, stay out that pussy, what women did with this part, they said, oh, that's the Old Testament. What nothing could be done. Every time, every defense. Stay out pussy, stop having sex. We can't do it. Period. Ain't no point in humans still making this a thing. They wrote it in the holy book to stay up out of there. Didn't work. Nothing's going to do it. Y'all can shame people. Y'all can talk about baby mamas, baby daddies. Y'all can talk about all this shit. And guess what? Guess what ain't going to stop? Fuck it. Oh, it said church girls be the worst. They're not the worst. They the best. They some of the best. I used to go to church, and they're running it, but they run it in Jesus' name. So I can't hold them. I'm not gonna hold them. They run that pussy in Jesus' name, so I'm not holding them. I didn't have no issues with it at all. But everybody, it's. If you look at online, you would think that people don't even like we don't even talk to each other in real life. Men walk on one side of the road, women walk on the other. If you listen to online, men on this side, women on this side, they don't even make eye contact. We just walk by each other like this all day long. We don't even speak to each other. We don't look. Ain't no damn he fine happening. Ain't no damn look at her ass. That just all day long. If you look at online, that's what you would think. That ain't real life. It's not real life. And y'all keep listening to these motherfuckers. Y'all keep on. Keep letting them lie to you about how much dick they not getting or how many women they lying about they fucking with for real. Because some of these niggas, the people that y'all choose to get advice on how to get women from, I know as a dude who always, who didn't really have problems getting women, I know these niggas they lying. They lying. And I don't know how y'all take advice from them. They're not going to lead you to the promised land. They're just not. They're lying. But if you get up in a church, somebody earlier said their mouth a virgin. Y'all, wow. Y'all is wow. Okay, I could. Black and Bougie says, I think black people are trying to up the standard with hope that marriage will lessen the single mother epidemic. No, it won't. No, it won't. The reason I know that marriage won't lessen the single mother epidemic is because of divorce. It's like, isn't there a divorce epidemic too? Unless you can make people stay together because they have a kid, then there's no shaming that's going to work here. There's no shaming. There's nothing that's going to work unless you can make people stay together. And if you can't do that, everybody might as well just shut the fuck up. You can't control when people getting together. You can't control when they're having babies. You can't control them spinning the block, them getting back with somebody. You can't control none of that. Not in real life. Again, there's a space on social media where people actually think that talking about marriage or shaming people into, maybe wanting to get married or whatever, because marriage via the state is just that's not our culture. I'm sorry. Like, that's white culture in blackface. That's not our culture. Period. It's just not. Now, because we don't have, I'll say that's not our original culture. The indigenous people and the African peoples, this wasn't something, them going out to a courthouse to get married to the state. That's not what they was doing. That's not a part of our culture like that at all. Our original culture. So you can shame people all day, but look at divorce rates. Divorce rates should let you know that one, kids don't keep a marriage together. You can be a single mom and be actively married. Let's be real. Because again, when these conversations are had, don't nobody want to be real about the conversation. I know men that are married. That woman is a single mother. That daddy ain't doing shit. I know grown people who have fathers that didn't do anything in the house. Mama was there. Mama did everything. Daddy was just a fixture. Almost like a fucking mannequin. And depending on what he did for a living, you probably didn't even see him like that. It's the same situation. Like, you cannot stop a single mother epidemic unless you can find a way to make people stay married. As long as there are divorces, unless you can make people stay married, ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do to stop no single mother rate. No. And when women getting divorced at the rate that they get divorced, and most of them, I would say 9.5 times out of 10, most of them gonna want custody of the child because they already, it's a birthright or whatever like that. But most of them, you gotta fight. Just because you married, it don't save you from that. Because if you end up getting divorced or anything like that, that shit comes with bullshit, yo. It comes with bullshit. It comes with a lot of bullshit. Right. This is facts. S. Rogers says so many married women speak on feeling like single moms and not black married. A lot of white bitches. This is why I say if you listen to people, they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you. Everybody trash. Men trash. Women trash. Everybody trash. If you want a true, assessment of the actual situation, everybody is trash. That's the truth. That should have been the book, as opposed to Steve Harvey bitch ass wrote, think like a man, act like a woman, or whatever the fuck he said. The book should have been Everybody is Trash. That should be the book. If we can get that book out here, if we can get everybody to read this book, everybody to understand this book, I think people will have a much better time in this life per their expectations. Everybody is trash. I don't know why that won't be said. I don't know why we can't talk like this. I don't know why the relationship conversation don't lean towards this, because that's the reality of it. Everybody trash. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, good luck. That's really all it is. Like, that's the truth of it. Don't nobody want to deal with that. Don't nobody want to deal with that. Don't nobody want to deal with that for real. Everybody trash. Good luck. That's my message to anybody that's here. If you are, seeking to be in a relationship or in one now, like, everybody's trash. Good luck. That's really all you can really say about relationships, honestly. I mean, you can talk about setting boundaries and standards, but I think we done got to the point now we setting so many boundaries and standards
that people forgetting that they ugly. And that bothers me. It's almost like, you know, there was some rules and regulations as to how this game worked. Now you got big ugly bitches out here talking about all these standards they have, and then you listen to you read the standards, and then you look at the bitch, and then you look at the, and then you look at the, like, this wasn't always like this. You couldn't talk like this. You weren't allowed to talk like this. It was unrealistic. You'd be deemed delusional if you talk like, you can't talk like this. This your standards, and you look like, see, now everything done got fucked up out here. Now you got people who don't look the part. Talk about what they expect, and this ain't just women. I mean, this is men and women, because some of these niggas, I'd be like, nigga, who are you talking to? What are you saying? Who's going to hear this message? Nobody. You don't have options like that. You can't just fuck with women like that. What the fuck are you talking about? But now it's been opened up, I think, because of all these, you know, these channels and these podcasts where they're not really dealing with, you know, your intervalue. They're dealing with things you have that give you value, as, you know, cars and house. And so if you got a car and a house, even though your shit may be fucked up all up in here, now you feel like you're, you know, like you deserve some shit. Ma'am, you have a car and a place to live. That's a normal thing out here. You don't get to have these unrealistic standards. You don't get to have a bad attitude and unrealistic standards. And you want the finest nigga in the world. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But we let these motherfuckers, we don't let the shit run. It's done got out of control. It's done got out of control. It's done got out of control. Don't nobody know they're ugly no more. Used to be ugly people had to go ahead and figure out other ways to make themselves, their personality had to pop. Work on other skills. Used to be that. Not no more. These ugly motherfuckers will cuss you the fuck out in comment sections. Yeah. They will cuss you out. That's how I know we're in a whole new world now. We're in a whole new world. We're in a whole new world. Ugly people used to have to work on themselves on the inside. Be funny. Be cool. Have a skill of some kind. Now they just sit online talking about their standards or their preferences. Or money. Look at Owen. Owen said ugly people had to use to get degrees. Them motherfuckers either had to have degrees, they had to have money. Everybody knew you get some money, you can get whatever woman you want. Niggas knew that. Now you got niggas with titties that's looking 5 months pregnant talking about they want bitches to work out, be submissive, cook, and mop the goddamn floor. Like, is anybody gonna tell them? Like, that's what I be feeling like, excuse me. Is anybody gonna tell them? Nigga, what are you talking about? Why are you talking this way? And you saying it with such anger and such conviction. Nigga. I don't know what's gonna happen to y'all out here. I feel like, you know, we're getting further and further into, we're tapping into these delusions. This is delusional shit that's happening out here right now. It's delusional. And won't nobody be real about this shit. It's delusional. Both the men and the women are both delusional. And everybody's a fucking narcissist, apparently. Can't even escape that. Everybody's a narcissist. Like, we can't have real conversations, man.
Right. Oh, and I'm all for confidence too. But let's be real. I had a chick get mad at me like I had a chick get mad at me because I said that she wasn't physically attractive to me. Now, she went on to, cuss me out a little bit, said I was ugly or whatever. The difference was when she said I was ugly, I didn't care. I said, well, I got a good personality, I think. I ain't even gonna get offended. I understand that this shit is subjective anyway. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have other shit. Looks ain't enough. And that's for men, women alike. Looks ain't gonna be enough to keep nobody in. Not somebody that can actually, that got options that can move around out here in the world like that. Looks ain't gonna be everything. That's on both sides. These niggas that show up squinting and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? These niggas show up. Looks won't be everything. Some of them niggas that be acting like that end up getting their feelings hurt when a woman slide off on them and they may fuck with somebody that looks not as good as him. Or he may, whatever. And women be surprised, why you fuck that ugly bitch? She was cool. You got a fucked up attitude, ho. She's regular. She's humble. She happy to see a nigga. Bitch, like, don't nobody got... oh, no. No, nobody got time for your fucking attitude. She's humble. The fuck? Don't nobody got time for that. That's how it be happening. People be wondering, like, how the fuck they be chilling. The attitude is good. The attitude different. Attitude is different. Attitude is different. Hold on, Real. Hold on. I'm reading your comment. Real says, I had a chick at work about 10 years older than me and not my type, flirt with me for 2 months straight. And because I didn't react how she wanted me to, she told people I must be gay. They will use that too. Like, get the fuck out of here, yo. Just because she was slinging that pussy and you ain't catch it. They don't know. They don't understand. That bitch, you can be told no. They're so used to men not saying no. When I tell men all the time, y'all created women with overinflated egos. Because of all that squinting and all that running game, all that bullshit you saying, that gives them overinflated egos. Like, man, you could be rejected. You may not look the part. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. Especially if you're a man that's used to, pussy being thrown at him all day long. Like, it's like, girl, ain't nobody can take that pussy on somewhere. I don't even want to fuck with you like that. You can do that. You have options. You have options. Black and Booty says, Rob, would you mess with an unattractive woman with a good attitude? Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. I would say she can't be like, too, you know what I'm saying? Like, she can't be fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between maybe not as cute or whatever and fucked up. Like, that's different. That's different as fuck. And one thing I can't deal with is a woman's body being unattractive. That's tough. Like, you ain't necessarily got to be a 10 face or whatever like that. But if your body stepped on, ain't no coming back from that. If your body stepped on, if you got a good attitude and you may not be the most finest motherfucker in the world, that's fine, because I'm not the finest motherfucker in the world. That's fine. I don't mind that. I got other good personality traits. You know what I mean? Like, I know this. You ain't got to be the finest. I'm not the finest. I don't think I'm the finest. That's okay. But I cannot deal with an unattractive body. Like, if the body... Can't do it, because I know you can control that. You can go work on that. You can't really help your facial features as much. You can do some stuff, right? But if your body ain't tight, then I'm gonna feel like that you really don't give a fuck out here in these streets. In which case, we probably don't need to be around each other. Because I care. I'm watching some of the dudes, for example, I'm watching some of the guys that started driving trucks the same time I did, was in the same truck driving school. That's been about 4 or 5 years. I'm seeing these guys, small guys, they allow their body to fall off. These would be the very niggas online talking about how they want a woman with boom, boom, just look, all this so good and all this shit. And you don't let yourself fall off. If I'm not going to let myself fall off, if you going to be out here and you don't feel no type of way about your shit being stepped on, okay? Especially when it don't have to be stepped on. It became stepped on, right? And you just allow for it to continue to be. No, I can't do that. And then a woman who don't realize that her shit stepped on is even worse. I've known a couple women in my lifetime that was real enough to have that conversation. Like, I know my body fucked up. I know it is. I'm working on my shit. I can respect that. I can respect that and see the work. I can respect that. See you in a few months. Do the work. I can respect that. I can respect that. Bashia says, Rob, what if she got work done? I mean, if the work is good, I ain't holding nobody. I don't hold nobody as far as their work or whatever they may get done. If it's good, you won't be able to tell anyway. If it's good, you won't be able to tell anyway. I won't be able to tell anything. You won't be able to tell. But some of this shit I'm seeing with these BBLs and shit like that, I don't understand. That shit looks bad. So you didn't even care enough to, if you're going to go get work done, care about the work. If you're going to do it, care about the work. Keep your shit up. Keep it tight. I done know women that will go get BBLs, get that shit sucked out of their stomach, get it put in their ass. In a year or two time, that stomach right back to the same size. What happened? You know what happened? No discipline. No discipline whatsoever. You got to have a certain mindset too. Even if you go get some type of surgeries and getting these augmentations or whatever, you will be back to being fucked up within a year. If you keep throwing food in your fucking mouth and won't stop, it don't matter anyway. That shit gonna go right back. You gonna be looking crazy. You gonna have a nice big old ass, but you gonna have a stomach that's out the same. Like, that shit gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be fucked up. But if a woman take care of her body, and she ain't gotta be the finest for me. Not for me. If she cool, especially if she this, come on now. The fuck? We can work. We can work. We can work. Real shit. But y'all listen. I done been on here for like 3.5 hours, right? And we done talked about all types of shit. And I want to show my love and appreciation to everybody that's here. But I'm about to take my ass to sleep. I'm going to go lay my ass down. I'm up way past my motherfucking bedtime. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I appreciate y'all that came in here. Spend some time with me. Spend some time with me. Chop up some shit with me and shit like that. And still listening to me. I may go live again sooner than later. I may go live again sooner than later. I don't know. I'm just going to tell y'all to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you are getting notified when I do actually come on here and go live. Well, mad love to y'all. All right. Shout out to Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. Follow me on social media if you want to keep up with my posts and the opinions I give about all types of different shit. Follow me on social media. Links in the description box. If you want to message me, there are ways that you can message me within the description box as well. That's Instagram, Facebook, email or whatever. So you can hit me up on there too. But y'all make sure most definitely you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Mad love to y'all. I will see y'all next time. And we still working on killing the inner coon within all of us. All of us as a people, I think that's where we need to start. We have to build a culture. We have to. Or we're going to be stuck. All right? Mad love to y'all. I'm out.